Is it hard to be a white inmate here?
I think so.
Would you say so? How many times do you think you've been here?
Well, I say I've been here about 7, 8 times.
You're pregnant.
Yeah, 6 months.
Dang.
I'm probably gonna leave here and go to prison.
And you have to give birth in prison?
Yeah.
Folks, we're going to a non-compliant call. The guards are being called.
My name's Q, that's Ace, and we're gay for real.
Today we head back to the notorious Clayton County Jail, this time to cover the female side of lockup. And in there, we'll hear women's stories of what it's like behind bars. We'll explore topics of justice, human rights, the impact of personal choices, and the unique challenges females face while incarcerated. We'll find out questions like, is the female side nastier than the male side? And what happens when the lights go out? Is there actually a strong hookup culture while locked up? And trust me, you'll want to hear what these females have to say about that. And we have so much to get into, so let's dive in. But first, a quick word from the sponsor of today's episode. Many of you are using Free Cash from the first time I mentioned it, but folks, for those that haven't heard, let me tell you about the app.
Free Cash is a free platform where you can test out games, complete surveys, and try out apps on your phone.
I am currently playing Dice Dash, where I'm building my castle and I need more coins, so I gotta keep playing to earn those coins.
Now, in order to look into this app, I did some research and found the following. They are on Trustpilot with over 250,000 reviews and a 4.8 star rating. And also it is the #1 ranked entertainment app on the iPhone.
When you're ready to take your funds off the app, you have to hit your $25 withdrawal limit. Once you hit that, you click a couple buttons and boom, you start transferring your funds off the app. Folks, if you'd like to download the app, use this QR code right here or download using my link or pinned comment. And you also get a $5 sign-up bonus for the first game that you play. It's easy, folks. Make money, play the app, get it on your phone, Free Cash.
Last time we were in Clayton County Jail, you guys loved it, and we spent some time with the females. But I realized the ladies need their own piece. So we're coming back today to do a dedicated female Clayton County experience. We're gonna pack up, get on the road to Clayton County. There's a lot of big entertainers that have come here. I was in the gym this week listening to Waka Flocka, and he's like, Clayton, my place is unbelievable. I think many of us have so many questions from these first 2 episodes that we want to dive deeper into it, and that's what we intend to do. But to think that people live for sometimes a year, 2 years at a time in conditions like this, to me blows my mind. This is United States of America, a first world country. Well, not in our prison system, not in our jail system. We're pulling up to the parking lot shortly here to begin this adventure. Vitamin D is a fundamentally essential part of what a human needs to be happy and fit. And just look at the ability for, or lack of ability for sun to get into this building. It kind of boggles my mind what is allowed. Like, I get some of these guys here are serious threats, and they should be in here. Some. It's the man. Good to see you, brother. How are you?
You alright?
Good, man. How are you?
I heard you requested me.
100%. 100%.
Yeah,
How have things been since the last time we were here?
It's getting a little better.
What did the guards think about the video? What did the inmates think about the video?
So they loved it. Everybody, the guards, like, they wanted to do it. They wanted to request to do it.
Do you think they're going to be even more amped when
They're
they
going
see
to be
us?
more amped. They was waiting for you to come back.
What can you tell us about what's happening in the women's jail?
So it's more clean. I think it's more like catty due to them being women. You know, they fight. They still do the same thing the men do, but not much of the crazy stuff.
It's not as dangerous?
Yeah, not as dangerous, nah.
Anything for the people back home to know about the unit we're walking into?
They got a new integrity dorm that they're doing.
They're doing an honor dorm.
An honor dorm for the females. Yeah, it's
Okay.
called the integrity dorm. The sheriff trying to switch some things up. Just like how the honor dorm was for the males, they're trying to do it for the females as well. So
People have respect for you because you have a commanding presence, you have control in the room, but you do it in a professional, respectful way.
Yes, sir.
So
They do.
you can't get mad at that, you know?
You gotta care for the people. They give you more respect when you care for them.
Do you want to talk? Are you coming through? Okay. How's it going, Therese?
How you doing, man?
How you been, brother?
I'm pretty good, man.
Good.
I just had to catch up last week.
You had to catch an op.
Yeah.
What makes an op to you?
A person who's destructive. See, I'm a brother who loves and overrides oppression and destruction. So the last inmate, he told me that he was gonna cut my hair off and cut my off and stick a machete in my ass.
This was a cellmate?
Yeah, it's an inmate.
So you racked up a lot of charges while here.
Yes, sir, unfortunately.
What role do you think you play in all of this?
The role I play in all this is feeding into it. I feed into it, but sometimes I be in flight or fight situations. I gotta think about my mom and my parents and stuff like that.
How's it been going with the onions? I know that was a problem last time we were here.
Sergeant Strickland actually been making sure my trade's been good. He's
Onion free?
Yeah.
We gotta keep it moving to the women's cell.
All right.
Since Friday.
Oh, so you're new.
I'm new. Like, I don't belong here.
Have you
but-
been here before?
Yes.
How many times? A lot?
Nah, one time, so twice.
Okay. So tell me about this war. What happened?
I violated my probation.
What, you smoked a little weed?
I was driving under the influence.
If you follow the rules and regulations of probation, I think it works fine. I think people accept it just because they're trying to get out of jail so quick. Hey, I want to get out of jail. Yep. Let me sign. They ain't even begin to read what they have to do.
My name is Danny Nagel. I'm a lawyer here in Clayton County, Georgia. So probation a lot of times is really just a trap, right? People would rather spend time on probation than do time in jail or in prison. Well, what they don't realize is that probation comes with so many conditions. You can't hang out with people who are on probation. You can't have alcohol. Obviously, you can't do drugs. You have to pay a fine. You have to do community service. You have to take these classes. And anytime you fail to do any of those things on time, you are in violation of your probation, which means that you could go back to jail or prison.
Nothing bad. I'm not a criminal, but, when you're on probation, you can't do those things and stuff. So I'm thinking I'll get, just 30 days. I'll sit 30 days, and I'll go back to the, streets and do what I do, go back to work,
How old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay, what do you do when you're not here?
I do everything. I do makeup, I do hair, I do lashes, I work at a job. I'm not gonna say the job.
Does your boss know you're here?
Yes, they do.
What do they think?
I have a girlfriend, and she's actually my boss, so yes, she knows I'm here. Hi, baby! That's the day room bathroom, It's
Wait.
flooded right now, but
So the bathroom's flooded?
yeah, that's the day room bathroom.
How many working toilets are there?
That's probably the only toilet that don't work.
Oh, and someone put their tampon in?
Yeah, see? Bad.
Is it hard having your period in jail?
Yes.
Do you guys deliver them tampons? How does this work?
So every week, females receive supplies. They get tissue. I don't know the exact amount of pads y'all get. I don't know. But they get soap, tissue, and pads.
So if I'm having a period, do I get free supplies or do I have to pay for that?
Yes. You get free supplies.
Is it,
Yes.
would you say it's adequate? Is it enough for what you need? You gotta stretch it a little bit?
Gotta stretch it sometimes.
Welcome to our domain.
I'm Tommy.
I'm Carmen.
Carmen, nice to
Yeah, they
meet
call
you.
me Miss C.
What was for
Yeah.
lunch today?
That was lunch, hot dogs. A dog don't even eat the stuff that we eat in here for real.
Okay, so hot dog with a white bread bun.
Yeah, coleslaw.
Piece of
and
cake.
A piece of cake and beans.
That's a hot dog?
Yes.
That wiener's been through some stuff, huh?
Man, it looked like it been set out for a long time, for real.
Just in general, there's not very delicious food in jail. It's not like they're getting steaks and hamburgers and stuff like that. It's usually stuff that's like bare minimum meeting nutritional standards that is probably not very tasty.
Jail food is notoriously cheap. When Sheriff Allen took over a couple years ago, the per meal budget at Clayton County was 95 cents. He has since raised that budget to $1.48 per meal, and that brings the annual budget to feed inmates in Clayton County to just over $3 million a year. Now mind you, this is $3 million for food that has almost no nutritional value. And to me, it brings up a tough discussion. Is a healthy meal a human right, or is it a privilege you lose when you break the law?
Our seat don't even work. When we get water, this is how I get water. I take my cup and I have to put it right here and just sit here and let it just until the water get here. It don't work or nothing like that. Like, this is what we live. This is how we live. We could be sitting here for almost 6 to 7 hours with no water. We could be screaming, yelling for water. They'll walk right past us like we don't even care. You get some officers that are really, really nice and they do care for us and they come and open their doors and give us water and stuff like that, but it's not a lot of them. Here we get one towel, one washcloth, and that's supposed to last a whole week. That's nasty. You washing your vagina and your butt and stuff like that, and then you gotta tell me I gotta use that again? Come tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? One uniform. That's what you get throughout the whole week. If you even get a uniform from next weekend, they do wash, but it come on Mondays. How I'm gonna take all this off? Then I gotta sit in here naked just to get my clothes washed? You know what I'm saying? That's not right.
Do you ever just wash your own clothes in here, or is it hard?
It's hard. Look, how you gonna do it? It's people that have washed their clothes, but they wash it in a toilet bowl.
Can you tell me about the funding issues within your jail?
Yes, so Right now, what's going on is I'm in a back and forth litigation with the Board of Commissioners in reference to funding. The Board of Commissioners feel like they can control the office and tell me how to be the sheriff and where to put funding, and that's not the case. So what I wanted to do is go to a direct supervision with the jail. When I came in as sheriff, I did an evaluation of what we needed to do in the jail, and what I wanted to do was go from 2 people overseeing 200 inmates to a minimum of 8 people overseeing 200 inmates.
I guess to put it another way, to be fully staffed, you need about triple or quadruple the amount of guards, right?
Yes.
How long are you guys here for?
I've been here a year.
And what are your charges for?
Ag assault.
How's the court process going?
I haven't been back to court yet for it.
For an entire year? What do you think about that?
I don't know. It's nothing I can really do.
This is my first time ever being in jail.
And what are you here for?
I'm here because my daughter got into a fight, a teenager fight, and I got in the middle of it. And because I was the only adult there, they said that I had strangling a minor just because I was pulling them away from each other, and it was hard. We should even be locked
we come
down.
out like maybe 2 hours a day.
You're allowed out for 2 hours a day?
Yeah.
Help button doesn't work.
No, at all.
Where's this
right
is the
there.
help button?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it doesn't work.
don't work. So if somebody was in here sick, seizure, we beating on the door, beating on the door, beating on the door. They won't even hear us for real, for real.
Do you guys have anyone on the outside that's helping put money on your books?
My mom.
Yeah, and my husband.
But it's hard for my mom. So
And it's definitely hard for me. I got 5 kids, and I have a husband. Daughter literally is crying every day on the phone telling my mommy, I'm sorry that you had to be in there, because it's off of because of them fighting and stuff like that. I mean, I love my daughter, and I would do anything. I'm glad I'm here for her, you know, but at the end of the day, it hurts them. And my husband is sitting there crying because he needs to go to work. He can't go to work because I'm the one that I'm a stay-home mom. I cook and clean, you know, I make sure that
The license.
What's it like being a white lady here?
I am the minority. Captain comes through here with Sergeant Fullerton one day and gives there's 4 white people in the whole dorm. He give everybody in here new sheets and new towels except for the white girls. You know what they told us? They told us to put ours in laundry and wash it. This is a very racist place. It's very racist.
Against whites?
Against whites, yes.
Is it hard to be a white inmate here?
I think so.
Would you say so? Yeah?
It's harder.
You know, everybody is from a different upbringing. So basically it's like the minority is because of the minority. So they targeted because because of their skin color, they're supposed to be like
Your age,
the weakest link or something.
You know, it's like when you get old and ugly,
saying?
you can't get nothing done.
Yeah.
You know, but if you're young and cute, oh, you're the first
It's
on the
because
list.
of culture.
Tell me what you got going on here.
Oh, this is my pillow. This is my net bag with my clean clothes in it. And
How old are you?
52.
52?
Yeah. You know, and I got some more whites, clean clothes. I got Bible down there, my dirty clothes. This is my shower bag where I'm getting ready to take me a shower. This right here, dude, is $75.
This is 75
This
bucks.
is $75 right here. Everything is so expensive, you know what I'm saying? And I go to
Walk
work.
me through the prices. Just take things out and tell me.
Well, this is the best thing. This is Maxwell House coffee. It is $10.20. Tax. And then they're taxing it again on top of this. You got your host of your hot chips. These are $1.90. Apple Danish, this right here is $3.05. But yeah, I think a little bit, she's been here 3 years. She's only 19 years old.
Little bitch.
Little bit.
Little bit.
She was just out here trying to fight.
Okay.
What's up?
How old are you?
I'm 19.
And how long you been here?
I've been here for going on 3 years since I was 17.
And why didn't you get sent to a juvenile home?
Because in the state of Georgia, you was considered as an adult at 17.
And what'd you do to end up here?
It's a long story.
And what are your charges?
I got armed robbery, aggravated assault, like serious charges. But I don't get no court date, no bond, no nothing.
So you're just kind of in limbo?
Yeah, I'm just sitting here in this dirty ass jail. Yeah. This is how this cell be looking. It could be 3 people in the room. This is how it look right now.
Someone's washing stuff in the sink?
Yeah, we wash our clothes in the sink.
Is that so you don't have to touch the toilet seat?
Yeah, so we don't have to touch on the toilet, put pads on the toilet.
And what do you think you'll do when you get out?
I'm going to school, get a job, do some productive stuff. Like, I ain't really lived my life. I've been here.
Is there anything you would do differently once you get out?
Yeah, don't come back.
Are you going to change your friends group?
Yeah,
You're
I'm
going to get with different people?
Definitely.
Everyone has to get locked down now?
Yeah, everybody has to get locked down.
You're like, give me that. It's been real.
I might see you guys again, okay?
All right.
Good luck. And how much of the day are they locked down?
So they come out a total of 4 hours a day.
approximately 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the evening.
And this is general
Yeah,
population?
this general population.
What makes them locked down so long?
So the officers could have a break as well. I mean, down here in this unit, due to the doors working and stuff like that, it'd be a lot. They just need their little downtime.
One of the ladies in here, white lady, said that it's really tough being a white inmate in here. What do you think about that?
I don't think so. I mean, I think everybody is treated equal in here.
So what are we looking at here? What are our other?
So this is another general population pod.
Look, I've been going to Clayton County since I was 17. I keep coming back for violation after violation after violation. Either you come into jail, the jail fucked up. You go home, you get on probation. Probation fucked up. My little brother in his jail on the other side, and I'm on the girl's side.
What are your charges and what are his charges?
So my charges is a theft by receiving, theft by taking. His charges, so his baby mama called the police on him.
You and your brother are here at the same time. What kind of home life are you guys coming from?
So home life, I have a good mom. We chose to do the things we was doing. I have a good mom. I don't have a dad. I have a good mom, though, good family, good everything. I chose to be this way, and now that I'm grown, I see.
How many times do you think you've been here?
I swear, I say I've been here about 7, 8 times.
What is it going to take to break the cycle, do you think?
See, what it's gonna take, I feel like, understand me, people make mistakes. You cannot hold somebody accountable for some stuff that they did when they were young. I was 17 when I caught these charges.
Do you think you'll make different choices the next time?
Most definitely. I mean, I already made different choices. I had a job the whole time I was free.
What were you doing?
I worked at U-Haul, and I'm a barber. I cut hair, I do tattoos, and I make clothes.
Can you give us a little tour of what's going on here?
Yeah. This is the toilet we gotta use when we outside. Once they pop us out our door, like they'll unlock it sometime for it, but mainly we gotta use this bathroom for the whole public. Now all these people right now in these cells, they on lockdown right now. We gotta come out by tier. Top tier is out right now, that's where I'm at. Top tier is out right now. But bottom tier comes out after. We get 2 hours a day. Depending on the officer, we won't come out at all. Top tier didn't come out at all yesterday.
I guess what I'm picturing in my head is like, this place seems like hell.
Yes.
But to come back here 8 times, I'm just trying to think like, at what level is it bad enough that you would completely change whatever it is on the outside?
In my opinion, it doesn't matter how bad you change. The Clayton County Probation Center is the trap. That's why everybody keep coming back.
Because you just got here?
Yeah, I'm here for 2 petty charges. They're misdemeanors, but I got caught up and then I got warrants somewhere else. But
And what do you do when you're not here?
Oh, I go work. I'm a dancer. I work. I do a lot of different things, and I take care of my kids first and foremost. So being here is a place you don't want to be. Leave us alone. Pregnant
Are
people.
there people pregnant in here?
Yes, there's 2 right now.
You're pregnant?
Yes, 6 months.
Dang.
Don't come to
do you wanna
Clayton,
mic you
y'all.
up?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me what you got going on here.
I'm 6 months pregnant. I'm in here for a parole violation.
And then you're gonna go get out here and go straight into Gwinnett.
I'm probably gonna leave here and go to prison.
And you have to give birth in prison?
Yeah,
Tell me what's going through your head.
a lot. I gave birth to another baby in jail in
So this
Cobb
will
County.
be, you've done this before.
I've done this before.
And what happens when you have a baby in jail?
My sister came and picked my baby up.
And how many kids do you have?
This is my 3rd child.
So 2 out of 3 you've had in jail.
Yes,
What is that like?
depressing. In the hospital, they give you like 4 days with your baby, and then when you go home, they leave the baby there, and you go back to jail, and the family come the next day to pick up the baby.
So the baby's on formula right away.
Yes.
And tell me about the baby daddy.
He don't know I'm in here.
He doesn't know you're here?
No.
How is that possible? Where does he think you are?
I don't know. He probably been calling my phone. I told my sister to tell him something, but he don't know I'm in here. But I just don't want him to take my baby.
So you want your sister to take the baby?
Yeah.
And the kid before with the same guy?
No.
Dang. And how is that guy doing?
I hate him.
You hate him?
Yes.
Is he part of your kid's life?
No.
Are you in and out frequently?
No, my career as a criminal started when I was 34.
That's late to start.
Yeah, I did some dumb stuff.
Why 35 did you start getting into the game?
I ain't tried to.
And what did you end up going away for to prison?
Aggravated assault and home invasion.
On him?
On him and his girlfriend.
Oh, you gonna try and beat up the girlfriend?
Oh, I beat both of them up.
How do you manage all of this?
I really don't know. I just try to keep cool for my children.
Do you think you'll do anything differently the next time around?
Yeah, I'll just walk away. I don't got time for this. This is not my life.
Is part of it just controlling impulses and acting on things?
I have an anger issue.
Is your sister reliable?
Yes, very, very.
And how does she feel about you when now you have she has 2 extra kids she has to take care of?
It's tough. She had to quit her job. She's just basically waiting on me to get out to regain her employment.
So she's really pulling for you?
Yes.
What kind of house did you grow up in?
I grew up with my grandparents.
Where were your folks?
My mom died when I was 3. I didn't know my father until I was like 25.
So it sounds like it's been a lot of tough situations from the jump.
Yeah.
If you could get let out tomorrow with a fresh start, what would you do?
Go home to my kids, get a job, and stay out of people's way. It's not what you need in your life. You don't want it. I promise you don't want this. Not in my situation, not anybody else's situation. You don't want this. Just stay out of trouble.
Stay strong. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
I know how much work having a kid is, and then I'm just thinking about her kids, how they're gonna grow up. If your mom has you while you're in prison, no dad in the picture, I mean, what are the odds that that guy will also follow the cycle? Some of the things we hear over and over is the kind of the mentality of like, they put me in this situation, like not I put myself in this situation.
Yeah, people just not being accountable for their actions. My mom always told me every action has a consequence to it. So when you don't report to probation, a lot of people say probation, they don't report. They just run from probation, go on the run. Then what you think gonna happen? They're gonna put a warrant out for you. You just gotta take care of your business when you get out. I feel like it is a setup. Probation is a setup.
Part of it is a lot of messed up things happening in the system, and then part of it does seem like a lack of personal responsibility.
Right.
What do you make of the victim mentality?
I mean, look, everybody's got a story, right? Some people find themselves in these situations because they had a really bad life and they didn't know what to do. They didn't have the resources, and so they just did what they thought they had to do. Other people had great lives and they still resort to committing crimes. And so at the end of the day, it's always going to be personal responsibility. We could always choose whether we want to do things that we shouldn't do or not, no matter how bad our upbringing is. Like me, I didn't have a great upbringing, but now I'm changing it. So to a certain extent, it can explain why people do the things that they do, but at the end of the day, they're the ones that did whatever it is that they did or alleged to have done.
My name is Shakia McKnight, and I've been here since August 21st. I've been complaining about this room getting fixed. They won't fix it. I done slipped twice since I done been in this room. The toilet's leaking bad. So I just think something needs to be done about this because this is pathetic. And this is a fire hazard for a pregnant woman like me to be in this type of condition. I feel like something needs to be done about it.
We interviewed you last time we were here?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I
What's
remember.
changed?
You know what? Nothing ain't changed since y'all been gone. They make all this money, but they won't put the money into what needs to be put into.
I can't help but look at this and look at what I see around the country in the United States justice system and think we really got to rethink how we do jail and prison. And don't get me wrong, some people definitely belong behind bars for doing bad things in society. But are we going to invest in the people to rehabilitate them? Maybe like the Norway or Swedish model, because there's so much wasted time and talent. And the truth is, a lot of these people come from very broken, bad homes that didn't prioritize education. And I'm an optimist. I'm betting on people. If you give people a chance, I think some of them will take it and run with it. Because right now with this, how it's currently going, you're just going to see reoffense. And I'm interested in finding ways to break the cycle. So right now, they just announced isolation. They put something on the door. I guess there's a sickness going around. There's a plague hitting the jail, and they don't know why. There's people being treated over here. So we just got put on isolation?
It's sick. You gotta go. You gotta go.
Folks, we're going to a non-compliant call. The guards are being called. What's this call for?
This is a non-compliant. Hey, y'all go to the wall. Go to the wall, 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 to the wall. Remember the girl you was talking to downstairs? That's her brother right there. They look just alike, right?
Oh yeah, are they twins?
I don't think they twins. I don't know if they twins. Oh yeah.
Hey,
hit the wall, hit the wall, hit the wall. Hit the wall, hit the wall.
Augustin. We're doing a story on the female side today, and we met your sister as well. What does she go by again?
Nickname?
Yeah.
KB.
KB, that's it. You guys have the same tattoo?
Yeah, twins.
You twins?
Yeah.
Dang. How old are you?
24.
Okay. So outside of here, did you guys hang out a lot?
Mm-hmm.
Very close?
Mm-hmm.
And what can you tell us about your sister?
Oh, she's dangerous.
Dangerous?
Yeah.
She's a real one?
Yeah, she's a real one.
Are you guys both going to be serving a long time?
Mm-hmm. I've been in here 4 years.
4 years?
Yeah.
How long has she been here?
She just came in here like 2-3 days ago.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And now that both of you are in here, who do you guys have on the outside to help?
Really, my mama really, but not like that.
Are you guys close with your mom?
Mm-hmm.
So, what goes through your mind when you and your sister are locked up at the same time?
A lot. I've been trying to see what's going on her end. I'm trying to see what the females doing down there because they say it's a lot of they slicing and doing all this shit down there too.
The females do too?
Yeah.
But the female pod is not as dangerous as the male one, right?
Not really. It's dangerous. How what my sister said, she's been in and out, so she says it's dangerous down there too.
You've been here 3-4 years.
4
you said
years.
4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And at what point do you make your case complete so you either go to prison or go home?
I haven't been to court yet for my case. It's been 4 years. I haven't been to court yet for it.
How is that possible?
I don't know. That's what I'm waiting on.
So you're kind of just stuck.
Stuck. It's like I'm lost in the system.
So when was the last time you talked to a lawyer?
I talked to a lawyer 2023, November.
And what was the last conversation you had? What did you talk about?
They're gonna get me in court, and that was it. He gonna try to get me in court and get me a bond hearing.
And how much time are you potentially looking at?
Probably like 6 to 7 years.
And you've already served 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
What was the household you and your sister came from?
Oh, ghetto.
Ghetto?
Yeah.
How would you describe it?
Like a lot of in and out of jail, and I have big brothers too, so f***ed up.
What parents were in the picture?
Just my mama.
And was she in and out of jail?
Mm-hmm. Nah, she just was in and out of work, not home really.
When you guys eventually get out of here, what do you think you'll do differently?
Work.
Yeah?
I'm working. I got kids.
Dang, how many did you got?
4.
4? You got busy, huh?
I got
Jesus.
Yeah.
So we just talked to the twin brother, and he mentioned stabbings in the female side, which I didn't know actually went down. So I want to ask him about the violence and see if we could dig a little deeper. Do females have stabbings?
No. Most they have is fights. Like somebody get assaulted and then they act like nothing happened. That's the most they gonna do. But other than that, nah, they don't do no stabbings. Female units.
The females are way less dangerous than the males.
Yes. They want to go home. Like they don't have to. I don't think they have that much like hate and anger toward each other like the males do.
There's another female section that we haven't yet seen, the dorms, and we're gonna see what the difference is between the pods and the dorms. What's the difference between the pod and the dorms?
The dorms is more open. They're not behind no doors. They just out.
So is this a better behaved unit?
Yeah, I'll say that. They get to just do more.
Do you think you could do a one-handed push-up? I don't know. I ain't tried in a minute. You're strong as hell, though. You want to try one and I'll try one? All right. Okay, shit.
Hey, tell me,
I can do that shit too. I'm skinny strong. Yeah. What's different from here from the pods?
Everything. This is a privileged dorm. The difference between housing unit and the dorms are housing unit, they got locked doors.
Yep.
And we have no locked doors but that door right here.
And we have space.
And we got space.
Space
in
and
here.
privilege.
You feel me?
Let me give an inmate work on.
We have a TV in here. It stays on all night. We have phone privilege all night. All tablets. Tablets are until 9:30. Lights off at 9 between 9 and 11. We don't have closed doors. As you can see, it's kind of like we have open dorm. This is basically called an open dorm. So it is a privilege. So It's a privilege to be up here amongst the workers or whatever. As long as we respect them, then we're pretty good. Like,
Can you show us around and show us your spot?
a part of this is having being clean, so we have to be clean. Your beds have to be made, like that's kind of special. So if you can see, like this is how we do it. It has to be tucked. This is my bunk or whatever.
This is a lot different than what we saw in the pods.
Right. So you see how everything is neat up top. I have my clothes all folded up nicely. My Bible. A lot of us have that. X, Y, and Z. My food. You see, it's just kind of neat, nice and neat, just a little bit. Pretty much.
I don't see trash everywhere. Like other dorms, I saw trash
We have
everywhere.
a trash can. We make our own little trash. We have a big one, but you know, you can see we make it like home a little bit. So, yeah. So that's the privilege of open dorm. And inmate workers, these are the guys that clean the units downstairs. The closed dorms that you see that were kind of dirty or whatever you say, they clean those. She's in laundry though. They take care of all our clothes.
Do you think the other pods are dirty because the people choose for them to be that way, or because they don't have cleaning supplies, or what's going on there?
They don't have choice. They don't have cleaning supplies.
Yeah.
They don't let them out to do anything. They stay locked in their room all day.
Just so I get the language right. Downstairs is the pods.
Downstairs is housing unit 1 for women, and it
And up
has
here is the
6
dorms.
pods.
Right.
And up here is
There's
the
no
open
fighting
dorm.
or anything bad going on in the dorms. And
What
if it
about
is, you get to
downstairs?
sit downstairs.
Okay.
Yo,
My shit.
that was our shit.
Yeah.
She got that.
Yeah. Stop it.
Gay for the stay.
No.
Does that happen around?
Oh yeah, a lot. A lot.
It's love in the dorm or whatever you want to call it. It happens a lot.
What percent of the women would you say get down with other women?
80,
5.
90%.
It seems like there's a lot less of a stigma of women hook up with women. Like men, if they're gay for the stay and they go out and say that, everyone's like, oh my god.
Yeah, they're not gonna say that.
But
They're
if
not
a
gonna.
woman is like, oh yeah, I got down and
Yeah.
Oh, okay, no big deal.
It's no big deal.
Yeah, men
no,
are
it's
more
really
so-
no
yeah.
big deal. And
Men are
some they
more
say
so-
the best relationships happen in jail. I don't know how true that is.
That's
but,
not true at all.
I can see it going down in here where there's a lot more cleanliness, but some of the other pods.
Oh, no, that's where it goes really down.
Really?
At the dirtier one. Yeah.
Yeah.
To my bed. Welcome.
How many times have you been in jail?
5.
5.
5 for minor offenses though.
Okay.
Like possession marijuana, always possession of marijuana. I like to smoke weed. There you have it. I'm here now on a failure to appear. I've been on a case now for 2 years. I had a controlled substance and possession of marijuana again. I'm really not in here for nothing deep or major. So right now, what I'm doing is serving my time. The program was a 90-day program. I go to court on the 16th of this month. So I'm hoping the judge, in my heart, I'm feeling like the judge is gonna go ahead and let me go home because I'm serving my time. I didn't get a bond this time.
If weed was legal, would you have ever gone to jail?
No. Yeah.
How much were you found with? 15 pounds?
Maybe I just have bad luck. I don't know. Like,
I mean, I just smoked weed last night. I like
Right.
smoking weed. Have you ever considered just doing it at your house in privacy without?
I do it at home, but like I said, with this situation, we were going to pick the weed up. Police got behind us. I had this, she had that. They charged us both with the same thing, and here I am. I got arrested on Christmas Day, so I've been here since Christmas.
And what do you do when you're not here?
I bartend at a strip club, and I work front desk at a hotel, and I have a 6-year-old daughter.
How'd you grow up?
I grew up in a small town. I'm from Fort Valley, Georgia. That's like an hour and a half from here.
What do you think drives someone to get arrested and put in jail again and again and
Sometimes
again?
it's their backstory, their background. A lot of these people have sad stories, how they grew up. You know, if they didn't have that family life, if they were raised up around drugs, on drugs, X, Y, and Z, in violence.
Dang.
This is commissary. So this is my commissary. The noodles, I got some chili to make some nachos. I got me some sweet tea, ice lemons. This is very good in here, y'all. By the way, this is that good shit. You can put it on anything.
And what's your favorite thing in here?
I get the nachos. I like the noodles and my hot Cheetos.
Does the food in here bother you?
Of course. We had hot dogs today. It sucks.
All I know is we need weed to be legalized in this country. That's ridiculous.
Hi guys, it's Whitney. I'm out now. Happy to be home, happy to be out. I am not on probation. Since being out, I've been home being a full-time mother to my daughter, spending more time with my daughter. I'm still working at the club. I'm still bartending. You can always come see me if you're in Atlanta at Gold Rush Show Bar. You can always come see me, have a drink. And you guys be great. Love you.
What's your name and what are you in here for?
My name is Emily Lammers, and I'm in here for a drug charge, a Xanax bar.
And how long do you serve for a Xanax bar?
I have been here 15 months for a Xanax bar.
Is this like your 50th offense or how many?
My first.
First?
Yes.
How much Xanax are we talking about?
A bar. I forgot about it. It was in my wallet.
So you didn't even take it?
No. I forgot it was in my change compartment.
Does that seem ridiculous?
Yeah, a lot of ridiculous. This place is fucking ridiculous. I feel like people get lost in the system here, or like
me, for instance, my mother just passed away on Saturday, and I'm trying so hard to get a court date, and I cannot get them to give me a court date for a public defender.
How long are you going to be here for?
Hopefully just till March 2nd. That's my court date. I finally got a court date after fighting for months for a court
And
date.
what's taking so long to get a court date?
My public defender was on extensive leave, so.
What do you do when you're not here?
I worked at a gas station. I was a cashier.
How was it being in the pods initially?
It wasn't bad. It just sucked being behind the door the whole time. Like some days you didn't get to come out, some days you did get to come out, and like they don't really give two shits about you down there.
You work 7 days a week?
Mm-hmm.
How many hours?
6 to 2, 6 to 4, depending on how much laundry there is for that day.
Do you work your ass off?
Yes, we do. You gotta have money to stay busy, because on here we can get Netflix.
How much does it cost to buy Netflix?
$3 an hour.
So if you got a decent amount of money, you just take what you can.
But a lot of people around here don't have money or can afford Netflix or have Netflix.
What's your plan when you get out?
My plan when I get out is I'm going to rehab and gonna rebuild my life.
Do you have many people on the outside that support you?
Yeah, my whole family.
What do they think about you being here?
At first they thought it was good for me because it cleaned my act up, and now they're just hoping I get out because I've been here way too long.
I guess why did they say you needed to get out?
Because I was a hellion and was just going down the wrong path severely. Like while I was in here, I lost my fiance to an overdose, and that's really kind of what made me do the whole turnaround. Like, I'm ready, because it's going to be me next if I don't.
One thing that occurs to me in this dorm is just look at the sunlight coming in, how great that feels. Just the natural light in this room makes it feel more human and pleasant. And being locked up is bad enough. I feel like we can give people sunlight. I feel like that's something that, free or not free, sunlight should be okay. But the cleanliness is so different. Like, I actually would feel comfortable to eat here, sleep here. The other places, the other pods with trash everywhere, and then not being allowed a trash can, I don't get that. I know they say, oh, they'll use it as a weapon. Okay, what about a cardboard box that you make into a trash can? That feels like a basic necessity to keep bugs and disease away. All right, guys, this was a look into the female side of Clayton County Jail. Learned a lot, had a good time. See you guys next week. Peace.
Today we are investigating some of the best stock traders in the world. And you might think we're heading to Wall Street, but nope, we are headed to our nation's capital of Washington, D.C. In this episode, we look into people that claim to be public servants, but behind the scenes are using their position to make mountains of money in trades that many would say involve privileged or insider information. Now, to investigate this, we went through hundreds of documents and spoke to experts ranging from U.S. senators to citizen journalists who have dedicated themselves to tracking how our politicians trade. Folks, today we will be highlighting some of our nation's worst offenders. We will look into politicians that are outperforming hedge funds, buying oil and defense stocks just before U.S. intervention in a foreign country, and even someone who tried to profit massively off betting against the very U.S. economy and people they claim to serve. And today you'll learn exactly what enables this un-American behavior, and then you'll join me as I march into these political offices to publicly hand out awards that our dear civil servants have earned. Let's get to it, but first a quick word from the sponsor of today's episode. episode. Before we start investigating our favorite public servants in action, first let me tell you about the sponsor of today's episode, AnyDesk. Think of it as a teleportation device for your computer. Here's how you could use it. Let's say I want to check and see what my editor Miguel is working on right now. Use my AnyDesk application, and what do I know? I see that he's looking at furry costumes again. So I gotta call him and let him know to get back to work. Or let's say my grandma calls me and she doesn't know how to work her computer. I can't drive an hour there just to tell her how to reboot it, start it back up, and open the browser. You use AnyDesk remotely to look at her problem and solve it for her. The team at AnyDesk doesn't like scammers. In fact, they are a proud sponsor of anti-scamming channels like Jim Browning and Scammer Payback. And a cool thing is that AnyDesk is free for personal use, and they offer custom plans if you become a business client. So if this sounds helpful, try it out for free by using my link below in the description or pinned comments at anydesk.com/TommyG. That's right, anydesk.com/TommyG. All right, folks, let's go investigate our politicians.
Folks, we are here in what you could call the greatest hedge fund in the country. Now, are we in New York? No, we're actually in the Senator building right now. And we're here to tell them how much we appreciate their trading and their public service to the country. There has been pervasive, in our face, seemingly insider trading going on in these halls and around Washington, D.C. What is your take on that?
Members of Congress shouldn't trade stocks. I don't trade stocks. If you believe that members of Congress should be banned from trading stocks, then stop trading stocks. We don't need a law to tell us what to do, what is morally correct. I'll vote to ban members of Congress, but there's no way in hell that they're going to take away their own power. I mean, if you think that Nancy Pelosi shouldn't be trading stocks, then she shouldn't be trading stocks. Whatever happened to leading by example in this country?
Welcome to my very well decorated office.
Are you much of a decorator, or are you just
No,
great?
not at all.
What is your position on introducing a stock trading ban for politicians?
I'm on all those bills. There should be absolutely no individual stock trading. Think about it this way. If you were actually on Wall Street and you actually had inside information and you told somebody else, that actually would be illegal. So that's insider trading, right?
I saw actually a really powerful reason from one of your colleagues why they should be doing stock trading. Rick Scott, a public servant who's only worth about $500 million, said he doesn't want to be poor.
How many of you don't want to make money? Anybody want to be poor? I don't.
I thought, you know what, this man's got a point.
What happens with some of my colleagues is they just want to continue to be richer and richer. And it, you know, if that's the case, like don't do this job.
I don't know about you guys, but I work 40, 50, 60 plus hours a week. I would hope that these senators and representatives doing the work of their country are putting in just as much as that. And so it makes you wonder, how could you possibly be putting in full-time hours and you still have time to do multi-million-dollar stock trades? I mean, how much more obvious do they want to make it that they're cheating and using inside knowledge? When are our politicians going to listen to what we, the people that put them in office, actually want? There's many people worth tens of millions of dollars, even hundreds of millions of dollars.
And that keeps going up while they're here.
It seems blatant, and to the American people, to the common man watching this, it seems like they're just doing it in our face and no
They
accountability.
are actually technically not illegal. It should be, and that's why myself and John Ossoff, we're trying to ban those kinds of stock trades. We're trying to ban stock trades for members of Congress.
Senator Kelly here is one of the key players trying to end the stock trading corruption with his Ban Congressional Stock Trading Act. His goal is simple: force every politician and their families to completely sell off their stocks or lock them away in a blind trust. He thinks you should either serve the public or be a stock trader, that you don't get to be both. And it's people like him that keep me hopeful about our future.
Are they not ashamed? Are they not? I mean, I would be afraid. Like, I feel like there should be more public heckling, more public accountability for the people that are doing this.
I have to say, shut up.
I don't know how I could call myself a public servant and then I'm worth tens of millions of dollars off my inside information. Like,
Yeah.
what is going on with these people?
I think there's no shame in some of them.
My name's Jackson Woods. I run a page called Trade with Congress. I was looking for like a strategy to trade stocks, and I kind of stumbled upon it.
And what is the strategy?
The Strategy is very simple. It's copy the politician's stock trades.
And how has it performed?
Very well. They are really good at what they do. Like, people will literally just buy the exact same stocks that Pelosi gets into, and a lot of the others like Mark Wayne Mullen and stuff. We provide the information so people can basically see like all the trades as they come in. They can see the past performance of the trades and see what stocks are in their portfolios.
You run a website.
Yes.
What's the name of it?
Altaneer.com. For anybody that wants to copy the trades of politicians, you can use code TommyG for 50% off your first month or first year.
Not financial advice, but I hope everyone gets rich like our politicians. And tell me about this disclosure period.
It says they must disclose their stock trades between 30 to 45 days.
And what happens if they don't?
They get a $200 fine.
A whopper of a $200 fine, huh?
Folks, what Jackson is referring to is this. According to the Stock Act, members of Congress have exactly 45 days to disclose any stock trades to the public. And if they violate this rule, they get hit with a laughably low $200 fine. Just take Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville. In his first year in office in 2021, he was months late reporting over 130 separate trades worth nearly $3.5 million. And of course, it's no surprise that a $200 fine did not stop Tommy and his colleagues from trading like the Wolf of Wall Street. And reminder, folks, if we did similar behavior, we'd probably be going to jail.
We're going to look through some of the people we're going to present with an award. We're just inches away. Let's talk about who we are about to confront.
Okay.
So we are about to present a hedge fund award to Debbie Wasserman for beating Wall Street.
Yeah. A little rundown here of some stocks that she's purchased. So she's actually up over 200% now at this point in time. And she's also bought shares of Helka Mining and New Gold. These are some trades she got into
Very niche
last
stocks
year.
to know about too.
Yeah, these are all small cap stocks. These companies are like, not very many people invest into them, so
I mean, if you
they're
have
very
a
risky.
full-time job as a congressperson and can do all of this, how
Yeah.
is that even possible?
I don't know, honestly.
Should we present her with an award?
Absolutely.
Oh man.
We just knock her.
But good to know she stands with Israel. Hey, we're here from a committee from Milwaukee. We want to present Debbie with an award. I know she's probably busy. Is there a way to drop it off or give it to her? I mean, this is pretty big. We're giving her the inaugural hedge fund award because she's out-traded hedge funds, which is like, how did you manage to do that? Like, that's amazing. We want to learn from her. She beat the market by 143%. It's pretty remarkable. So we just wanted to like, brief round of applause. Nice job, Debbie.
Nice job.
Hedge fund award goes to you. So if you could just present this magical award to her, she's earned it. All right. Thank you. The Americans are proud of her.
Thank you.
Yeah, so my name's Nico Agosta. I created Stalking the Capitol, which is a channel that dives into the personal finances, but also the campaign finances of members of Congress and candidates across the country.
And you also created the Integrity Index.
We've also developed a formula that uses those personal and campaign finance statistics, or data, I should say, to develop a grade. We give her a D-. I can go over some of the factors. So she is a pretty active stock trader. She has sold off a lot of her individual stocks. So in her last financial disclosure, she holds less than 6 figures of stocks currently. She took almost $300,000 of corporate PAC money, right? Those two factors are giving her that almost failing, a point away from a failing grade of a D-.
How ridiculous is it to call yourself a public servant and then to operate like this? I would be embarrassed to go outside. I would be afraid to go outside. Hey, people that trusted me and voted me into office, I'm gonna fight for you, but I'm too busy trading stocks.
Yeah, honestly, I don't understand how they're able to work for the people and then day trade the stock market.
They can be wealthy, but do it the appropriate ways. Do it the way, like everyone else. Get the mutual funds, maybe, I don't know if real estate, but I'm not opposed to people having financial success, especially if they are truly serving the country.
Yeah.
But they should do it the right way. That's not egregiously in our face. It's a spit in the face, because we already know how our tax money is spent, and we know how much we're taxed. And it makes us sick. And then when we see all this, if the government was functioning wonderfully and she was doing that, I might not even care at this point. But it's so terrible, and you're doing that in our face. So Debbie, enjoy the hedge fund award. You've earned it. We went back past Debbie's office. We noticed the door's locked now. Debbie, you know what? I won't air this clip if you just give me some of that knowledge. Oh wait, but then I would go to prison. So wait, how does this work? If you see someone at a grocery store, on the street, or you can come into this office too, until they change that policy, we all can hold these people accountable, and we should. So, on to the next. And I just have to say a disclaimer. The staffers, I know you guys are just doing your job. I don't have anything against the young staffers working hard in the office. I know they're usually going to be the receiving end of this because the politician either won't see us, which by the way, we've emailed them and they won't see us. And chances are they are at a meeting, they have a busy schedule. So I know the staffers are just doing their job and that's why I'm not hassling them or mean to them, just for the record.
Next on our list is Nancy Pelosi. Her net worth surged by $19 million in 2025. Pelosi's stock returns are impeccable. So since 2023, her stock account is up 240%, and that's between 2023 and 2025. Okay, in 2023, she had a 65.5% return. In 2024, 70.9% return. 2025, 20.1, but still outperformed the S&P that year. Here's two examples of when she was speaker and she had bills going through the House at the time and she was buying call options and stuff. So she purchased $6 million in NVIDIA call options as the CHIPS and Science Act moved through the House while serving as speaker. Then she purchased $5 million in call options after the bill became law. She voted yes to pass the bill. And then the other example I have is she bought $1 million in Tesla call options, exercised them for common stock, then voted yes to pass the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022 while serving as speaker.
Almost as if she had inside knowledge, yeah. We're on our way to go confront some politicians and we have, just to say it's nonviolent, we got some
fire plaques.
I mean, what does it say about our country and economy right now? If people are working 40, 50, 60 hours a week, can't even, they're worried about putting a roof over their head, paying their energy bill, paying for groceries, maybe don't even have health insurance.
Yep.
But their politicians are trading beyond hedge funds. Like, what does that say about the moral status of our leaders in this country?
I, for one, personally believe it's completely normal and moral for the likes of people like Nancy Pelosi to beat Warren Buffett in their return on investment. I think that's healthy.
She should be celebrated.
100%. That's why we're getting her an award, right?
Knock, knock. Hello. How are you? We had emailed, we came all the way from Milwaukee to present different people with awards. I know she's probably out of office. Is there a way we could present Miss Pelosi with an award?
She is in Germany right now.
Man, it's such a remarkable award. We think about people that have been public servants for a long time, like what, since 1987? We're giving her a Lifetime Achievement Award in trading. The return she's gotten, better than hedge funds for so many years, is so remarkable. And it's like, to do that as a public servant, it's like, you're working overtime for us, the Americans.
Right.
Should we give a brief round of applause?
Yeah.
So,
That recording's not allowed.
oh, is it? Well, insider trading's not allowed either.
Right.
So, Nancy, this one
Big shout out, Nancy.
is for you. Nancy, you're great. Americans are really rooting for you. Thank you, guys.
In 2025, her net worth surged by $19 million. Last year, she bought Tempest AI call options. Within the first 30 days, it was up 180%.
Normal.
No.
She has
not
lots of
normal.
call options too, right? Like NVIDIA?
Oh, yeah. While as serving as Speaker of the House, she bought NVIDIA call options as the CHIPS and Science Act moved through the House. And what this bill does is it provides funds to support the domestic production of semiconductors. So, direct conflict of interest there.
Wow.
And
her career could be labeled as direct conflict of interest. So we're gonna do the numbers, guys. So she came into Congress at 1987, worth $3 million. How
much is she worth now?
Worth now $317 million. Well, I feel like Nancy really earned that award.
she really did.
Gets an F. Her score is higher than most people would think. She gets a 53.9. That's because at this point in her political career, she's not taking as much corporate PAC money because she is retiring, right? So
I think
You can't record in the office.
Oh yeah? You can't insider trade either.
This is not allowed in the office.
Okay.
So whatever footage you have of the office, has to be. You can record me out, that's fine.
Yeah.
In this hallway, fine. Inside the office, can't do that.
Okay. Like,
she doesn't own any stocks, just so you know.
Wait, the call options on NVIDIA?
A single stock.
Can you review
That's
this
a
page
lie,
with us then?
That's a lie.
She's
dog.
been.
It's a
Oh, her
lie.
husband owns it. Her husband does it.
Yeah, her husband owns all the stock. That's right. That's who it was.
It's not her.
Folks, a common excuse you'll hear from politicians when confronted on outrageous trades is my spouse is the one trading, not me. Well, newsflash, none of these politicians are married to Warren Buffett or Ray Dalio. And let's be real, if your senator spouse tells you about a stock trade using their access to privileged information and you trade off of that, that, folks, is textbook insider trading.
Sign out there
Right.
says you can't report it in the office.
Okay.
Right back to that. Got it. So we're off the stock thing.
No,
Now
so
back
we
to
follow the rules that, for her rules, we have to follow it.
I
But
appreciate
Right.
it. Thank you guys for following.
100%.
We have posted outside the door.
Because she follows the rules.
You got to do your job, bro. I appreciate
get
you
it. We're
doing
not
your
mad at
job.
you. We get
You're
what you
following
gotta
your
do.
rules 100%, man.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you doing that. Hope that spreads upward.
To embody the feeling most of us have about our government, I created an anti-government t-shirt collection. To stand against corruption, we have the Evict the Serpents design, which is so fitting for today's video, and to highlight mass surveillance, we created the Always Watching design. Both are available at TommyGMcGee.com. Get yours while supplies last and join the movement.
Next, we got Tim Moore. This is kind of just a funny one, honestly, because it's like, why would you do this? He just straight up bet against the US economy. He purchased $245,000 of ticker TZA. It's a small cap bear 3X ETF in 2025. When you get into a ETF like this, if the market goes down, your account goes up. So he's making money if the economy starts crashing.
So he bet against the American
bet
economy.
against the economy. So 2025 was the start of Tim Moore's congressional career, and he's already racked up $18 million in trade volume in 190 trades. That's like one trade every other day. His net worth is $7 million.
So he is doing some significant trading.
Yeah.
It's almost like
he's traded basically double his net worth already.
Come on, boys. We have a mission to complete, even if Capitol Police.
Yeah, Capitol Police are on us. We got to move.
Proud to be an American.
You're doing great, bro.
Or at least I know I'm free. Oh, another shocker.
Beautiful. They're from police.
It says, please come in.
Are you good, guy? Yeah.
Hello, hello. How are you? What's up, Papa? We are here to present an award. We came all the way from Wisconsin to present an award to Mr. Moore.
Oh, yeah.
By chance is he in the office? Oh,
dang it.
Everyone kind of was out of office today, huh? We picked the wrong day to come and fly in. We just wanted to congratulate him. He's been in Congress like a year or two, 18 million in trade volume, and he bet against America on a small bear cap. And so he's earned this. He's the Bet Against America award. It is just, that's what a public servant that I elected, what I want them to be doing. So thank you, Tim Moore. I hope you put this in your office somewhere. And,
Will you be able to give it to him when he gets here? So,
right.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Have a great day, okay?
Thank you, brother.
Tim Moore, thank you. Woo.
Hey, puppy. Thank you.
Hey, you guys.
And claps from back there, too. Perfect, perfect. They had no idea what they're clapping for. That's beautiful.
Is it easy to say that it's wrong if you're a representative to bet against the economy?
Yes. I mean, to literally bet against.
What if he's like, hey, I know these policies that they're passing are bad, so I don't agree with them, so I'm going to benefit from it. Is that still wrong?
I think it's super cool. I think you should benefit from as much insider information as you can. Each to their own.
Let's go with Tim Moore.
Tim Moore gets an F, score of a 55 out of 100. He holds right now almost $1.2 million in individual stocks.
If the numbers are correct, he just got into office in the last year or so, and he's done over $10 million in trade value.
That's correct. Yeah, he entered in 2025.
And also, why do I see this in front of every person's door pretty much? Stand with Israel.
What's wrong with that?
Wait, do they have a Chinese flag? Do they have a Panamanian flag? Oh, just Israel? And it's a conspiracy theory that there's a lot of BB, thanks for being our president.
Thank you, Big Yahoo. Thank you, Big Yahoo.
You haven't bombed enough children, and we support you. What you're doing is brave.
Amen, dog.
He's gonna get the Nobel Peace Prize.
We just missed him, too. He was here yesterday.
Oh, BB, thank you. Do anyone have a little hat? This is the humiliation ritual our politicians do.
I knew our content creation would take us to here someday. We made it, dog.
We made it, now we're rich.
We made it.
Mark-Wayne Mullen, he purchased Raytheon 4 days before the October 7 attacks on Israel. He purchased Raytheon stock 5 days before Venezuela operation happened, where they kidnapped Maduro.
So he's been like a crystal ball with military conflict.
Yes.
Talk to me about how politicians sitting on committees impacts their trades.
Mark Wayne Mullen, for instance, who sits on the Senate Armed Services Committee, he bought Raytheon and he bought L3 Harris. Both of these companies are defense contractors. I don't know what goes on in that committee hearing. I don't know like what they're discussing, but he sits on the Armed Services Committee. That shouldn't have happened.
So what would you say his trade value?
$25 million.
What was Senator Mark Wayne Mullen's net worth before he got to the Senate?
His pre-Congress net worth was $2.8 million in 2013.
2013, wow. Yeah. And what is he currently worth now?
He is worth $67 million. Yeah. When trades are disclosed and put on our site, it will flag each individual trade if there is a conflict between like, hey, they sit on the energy committee and they just traded an energy stock. It'll highlight that trade in gold. So it's like, it stands out among the rest of the trades.
Good to see you, brother. How are you? So fellas, this is the thing. We're going to Mark Wayne Mullen's office. He came into Congress worth $3 million in 2014. He is now worth $70 million. So all we have to do is we're gonna see if he's in. And once I present the award, we will clap.
Elevators.
And we are a group from Wisconsin that presents. We're on a committee. We're here to present people.
The Lifetime Achievement Award.
Lifetime Achievement.
Sorry for muddying up your paper.
Hello, hello. We are a committee from Wisconsin. We're hoping to present the senator with an award. I don't know if he's in. I know they're all busy as can be.
Yeah, he's not in today.
Oh, we're the Wisconsin Political Excellence Committee. Well, we have a plaque for him.
Would you get it to him, or because we can't come back?
Of course.
So,
See the plaque? Yeah.
yes. So this nice shiny plaque, and he gets the intervention.
Yeah, come through.
He gets the intervention investor of the year. I mean, right before he went to Venezuela, he brought some Chevron stocks. Right before October 7th, he brought some Raytheon stocks, and he sits in the armchair committee. So it's like, that timing is so great. We want to learn, like, how do you manage to do that on top of your busy job of being a senator? So let's give it up for Mark Wayne Mullen. There's actually no trading on inside information allowed.
See that sign on the door?
We appreciate that. We'll follow the rules if he follows the rules too.
Mark Wayne Mullen gets an F, 54.6. Biggest factor in that, oh my goodness, actually, he's all over the map. $4.5 million of individual stocks held and $1.3 million of corporate PAC money received last cycle to his campaign. So we have a net worth over time table for every member of Congress. And yeah, that's another one of the, just like Debbie Wasserman Schultz, it gets you suspicious, right? Is there some corrupt behavior going on? Probably, we don't know. Is there a perception of that behavior that is degrading the public trust? Yes. And again, I think that's why they named the bill the Restore Trust in Congress Act. That's really what it's about here.
We just gave Mark Wayne Mullen's office an award. You actually interviewed him yourself. So what was it like talking to him, and what kind of accountability did he take?
Well, I asked him what went into the calculus of trading up to $50,000 of Chevron, ConocoPhillips, and Raytheon stock just days before the operation in Venezuela, where they ended up turning over $17 trillion worth of oil reserves to those very American oil companies. He kept repeating himself, said that he filed the disclosures and ran up the stairs, and his aides sort of got in my way. I couldn't get up there. I just wanted to ask you if you could tell us a little bit about the calculus that went into trading some of these stocks that you put out in the disclosure. I was specifically curious about ConocoPhillips, Chevron, and Raytheon.
You already checked them, so you know we filed everything.
Well, I'm curious about the decision that went into that.
We filed everything. We filed almost everything.
But Senator, it's of the public interest to at least.
That's why we filed them with ethics, and it's public record.
I know, but I'm trying to get you on record about it.
I filed it. It is on record. It is on public record.
Specifically regarding those trades, though.
Folks, it appears that engaging in sketchy trades may actually land you a promotion in this government. As of writing this, Mark Wayne Mullen is up for the Secretary of Homeland Security, which is one of the highest law enforcement positions in this country. However, I do wonder if he'll want to take the job, as it may take time away from his stock trading career.
Is there a harsh penalty if you file your disclosures late?
Nope, $200 fine. So if you make, let's say, 25% return on a stock and you file it months and months late, like Katie Britt did, you get a $200 fine and you get to keep the returns of the trade.
Seems like the incentive structure would not deter you from disclosing late. Who would you say are the people leading the charge to ban stocks, and who are the people leading the charge to not ban?
The heroes are the working people on the ground in this country. I think that the vast majority of Americans hate corruption, but as it relates to people in Congress who are trying to ban individual stocks, it's people like Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders,
Josh Hawley.
Yep, people like that.
Folks, our next one is a very special award. We have a guy who said this.
How many of you don't want to make money? Anybody want to be poor? I don't. So this idea that we're going to attack people because they make money is wrong.
Rick Scott is notable because he actually was part of the biggest healthcare fraud case in U.S. history. His company got 14 felonies against it from the Department of Justice, but he walked away from that pretty handsomely. We'll check the numbers, but it's about like $200 million, I believe he walked away from it.
I apologize, Mr. Rick Scott. Let me correct myself. It wasn't $200 million, it was $300 million. To recap, Rick Scott's company defrauded Medicare and Medicaid out of hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars. When put under oath, Rick invoked the Fifth Amendment 75 times. His company pleaded guilty to 14 felonies, and he was pressured to resign, but he walked away with a $300 million golden parachute, and today he's a U.S. Senator who really loves Israel. Rick Scott, thank you for your public service, sir.
Currently, he has about $500 million. And
modest.
When they asked him, do you want to ban stock trading? He said, no. Does anyone here want to be poor? So he gets the inaugural Don't Want to Be Poor award. Hey there, we are a committee traveling all the way from Wisconsin to award bipartisan excellence, and we were looking to present Senator with a plaque. Is there any chance he's in town for a minute to?
He's actually not.
Oh man.
Nobody.
Us Wisconsin guys can't schedule that good, but is it possible to give him the plaque or have someone give him the plaque?
We can pass it along for you.
I just thought
give you like a scheduling email if you wanted to.
that would be huge. That would be huge. We just thought it was really notable and remarkable. When asked if there should be insider trading or stock trading, he said, I don't want to be poor. So we're giving him the I don't want to be poor award. He's a public servant only worth $500 million. I mean, it's a tough time in this economy. And I think no one deserves this award more than Senator Rick Scott. So let's clap it up, guys. Rick Scott, he doesn't want to be poor.
14 felonies, beautiful.
14 felonies in the company that he was a chief executive of. But anyways, Rick Scott, this one's for you. One more time, fellas.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys. He doesn't want to be poor. It's only $500 million.
None of us want to be poor.
Get off his back, all right?
None of us want to be poor.
We have one more person to look up.
All right.
Senator Rick Scott.
Rick Scott gets an F, 56.3. You know how to pick him. He's got $3 million in individual stocks right now. It's all in one company. It's not the only problematic asset that he has. We do, as we continue to develop the Integrity Index, we want to be able to really dive into those financial disclosures and pull out more assets more than just the individual stocks. That could be potential conflicts of interest. But for him right now, it looks like he holds $3 million worth of stock in a biotools company. It's probably privately held, as would be my guess.
We presented another senator with an award just about an hour ago, Rick Scott with a Don't Want to Be Poor award. He's a humble public servant.
I don't think he'll ever be poor.
No, I think it's almost impossible for him to be poor.
What was that fine he had to pay for the largest Medicare fraud in the history of the United States?
Didn't he get a payoff for it?
Look,
he walked away with like a couple $100 million, right?
I think it's really important to highlight that the voters are not to blame here. They're being misled, they're being manipulated, and their fear and their anxieties about their quality of life and whether they can build a dignified lifestyle for their kids are being threatened. And so when they hear somebody speak to all of the things that they want fixed, sometimes they end up voting for someone who's working against their best interests.
It almost seems cartoonish, the level of wealth some of these people have. And if they did it in private business the right way, I don't care if someone is wealthy and they want to come serve the country, but the fact that they just want to keep it an open pipeline to make as much money as possible, well, America is not doing so well. The lower class and middle class, I know of a guy out in New York making $250,000 a year with his wife, and they are struggling because between the child care, that's like a few $1,000s a month, mortgage, They're living paycheck to paycheck on $250K. And if 250K is paycheck to paycheck, what is it like for people that are working at Target or Uber or making $18 an hour, $15 an hour? And then to have a guy just say, I don't want to be poor, and you're already worth a few $100 million, it is cartoonish. I feel like I'm projecting what all of us back home feel, which is we know the system is not in our favor. We know that they're just doing it blatantly, and these are not public servants, at least guys like that. These are people that are in it for money and power. Hey there. Hey guys.
You guys handed these out?
Oh yeah, we're actually, if you see Rick, let us know because we're trying to give it to him in person. Oh, that's for Markwayne Mullin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't want it.
They don't want it?
They don't want it. So
a free award that we can.
Here's what we got. All the doors pretty much have it posted that you cannot record in the office.
We get that, but we also get that insider trading is a rule too. So we felt like.
That has nothing to do with me.
Correct, and I'm not upset.
Yeah, we're just telling you what the regulations of the
Yeah.
Okay.
We appreciate that.
We appreciate that. We know you guys
We're here
are
because we want people to follow the rules, so
Okay.
we get it.
So, like I said, majority of the doors have a no recording policy. If they ask you not to record, don't record. If they ask you to leave, just please leave.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much all I got.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Are we able to get our plaque back?
I mean, if you guys want this back, you're
Unless
more than
I don't
welcome.
know if you want a keepsake or anything like for your house.
Any other questions, guys?
Who are the other good stock traders in here that we should be talking to?
Do you own any stocks?
Pelosi's dropping her tip soon. If you guys want to subscribe to that, you guys will be up like 50%. It's pretty cool. What is the mechanism to ban stock trading?
Well, there was a bill that's been filed in the House, but we should have a vote on it this year. Once it gets out of the House, it'll go to the Senate, where it's going to die.
And they have the opportunity to stop it.
They do, absolutely. I'm pretty sure that like 70 to 80% of Americans believe that the stock ban should go through. And these people represent all of these states. So they should take what their people want and they should just ban it outright, but they're not.
Our bill, which bans stock trading, should be embraced by, in my view, by every member of Congress.
Senator Rick Scott is on record saying he doesn't want to be poor. He's only worth about $500 million right now. So wouldn't that hurt the pockets of guys like him if we did that?
I think he would be just fine.
Right now, it just feels like our country caters to the richest members.
Seems like. It absolutely does. In this bill that the president passed at the beginning of the year, what he calls his big, beautiful bill, there is a provision in there to make permanent the depreciation schedule for private jets and to take it from 7 years to 1 year. You know why you want your depreciation schedule to be 1 year instead of 7 years?
So you pay almost nothing in taxes.
Yes, and you get most of the money back. You get a lot of it back, and you get it back quickly, and then you can use that money somewhere else. This bill that cut healthcare spending for poor people and cut food assistance for poor people has stuff like that in there. So of course it favors billionaires. It's favored rich people and big corporations for a long time, and it's unsustainable. That's the system we currently have. The hardworking people, the middle class people, people in the military, law enforcement, teachers, nurses, all those people are getting screwed. Somebody, hopefully, at some point, is going to be able to fix it. Needs to be fixed because it's unsustainable.
All right, guys. I'm going to pick one person, subscribe to the Patreon, to send this plaque, and I have one more back home. I think it's a Pelosi copy. Use code TRADE for 50% off your first month of Patreon, where you get all the Epstein drops, some of the craziest footage I have that is not for time constraints allowed on YouTube. And I'll send 2 people back home a plaque. So use code TRADE for 50% off your first month of Patreon. I feel a little bit better.
I feel good. I feel American today.
I feel American.
I feel American today.
We have a right and a duty, I think, to exercise our voice and our feeling about what's going down. And things we all know things are not right in these type of places. Yeah, there's some people doing good stuff, but overall, it's a trend of...
In your professional opinion?
My professional opinion. We have a massive crisis gripping this country of corruption, and that's from the trading to the cover-up of the Epstein files. I mean, some of the darkest stuff you can picture. And it should be an honor and a privilege to be in this building, representing your people. We the people. That should be a beautiful opportunity. Folks, I think it's special that we as Americans can all unite And we can walk into this building and confront someone that we want to. We can hit them where it hurts with the ballot box, with our donations to the candidates we do like, and with public humiliation that I think is well deserved. I can do it, you can do it, and you back home can do it too. These people should think, if I don't represent these people correctly, then I'm gonna be a little bit nervous because that's a bad job. If you would like to purchase a shirt from our anti-government merch collection, they look like this. Thank you folks for joining us on this adventure. Here's another video I think you'll enjoy, and I'll see you next week. Can you first just say what happened to you that day? What injuries did you sustain?
I have to be careful how I speak about this issue because I'm in the legal process.
Do you think you are legitimately looking at prison time?
I'm not sure what my fate will be. At this point, the damage has been done, and hopefully we can all call it for what it is and bring some type of peaceful resolution.
Folks, many of us saw the clip where a Marine went to protest the war in Iran. He got dragged out of the room by Capitol Police and a U.S. Senator. His bone broke. He was put in jail, and he has a story to tell. His name is Brian McGinnis. He was an Iraq War Marine veteran. He's a guy that is fiercely against this war in Iran and our influence with Israel, and he's a guy that's running for office in North Carolina. Today, we interview Brian McGinnis and dive into his story. Before we get into that, we have our anti-government t-shirt collection live on the site. You guys have been loving the designs. We have this one right here, which I really think sums up how America feels. And we also have this one as well. So get yours at TommyJMcGee.com. We're going to dive into an interview of Brian McGinnis. But first, a quick word from the sponsor of today's episode. Folks, I've been doxxed before, and it resulted in me and my family getting threatened, and it made it a very uncomfortable experience. So I know firsthand how annoying or downright dangerous it can be when people get a hold of your personal information, like your home address, cell phone number, and more. And I also know how important it is that you defend yourself against these types of attacks from happening. That's why we use OmniWatch. It's a company that protects you against identity theft and scams, which according to the FBI account for the majority of cyber crimes happening. OmniWatch has been featured in Forbes and the Consumer Voice, and here's what they bring to the table: 24/7 monitoring with instant alerts, AI-powered scam detection, and financial coverage with expert support. Folks, just as you wouldn't leave your front door open at night, you should not leave your digital life exposed either. Folks, claim 50% off your first month of OmniWatch scam protection and dark web monitoring at omniwatch.com/TommyG. Again, that is half off your first month to make sure your data and credit is secure. Click that link to take advantage of that offer. And now, folks, back to this interview. Brian, thank you so much for joining us. Millions of us across the country witnessed the moment where you went in full uniform to a Capitol building, stood up, protested, got dragged out, and we heard a loud crack. Can you first just say what happened to you that day? What injuries did you sustain?
I have to be careful how I speak about this issue because I'm in the legal process, but it's really evident what happened to me that day. I went there to speak truth to power, and what the military is doing now is breaking my heart. And specifically the genocide in Gaza. My wife is Palestinian American. That makes my children American Palestinians, and so this is a real close to heart issue. I was in the Marines myself in Iraq, and we occupied that place, and Palestine's been occupied by Israel. And it's just a simple dynamic of when a superpower, oppresses another people. It's just breaking my heart to witness this, and so I've had a lot of difficulty viewing all this stuff happening, and been trying to find ways to cope. It's really been hard living my day to day with friends that I care about, and they just obviously don't have the same connection as I do. So we just don't share the same mind frame, and it's just really difficult. So I've made it. It's just become a real project for me to want to try to make people aware, and I feel like it's a graspable topic of when one people group oppresses another, and it's very easy to see the power disparity, but it's really difficult because of like predetermined, and internal biases that we just all have. And I'm aware of all that, but I'm steady trying to just make an impact and spread awareness. But it's really been tough. And so all this pain has led up to doing anything and everything I can. It's led me to take up running for office with the Green Party, and it led me to go up to DC to speak out and protest. And now what happened after I opened my mouth, I had no idea that would all happen. Of course, that was just
I know you can't
chaos, but
right now, but is it fair to say that you are facing felony charges?
I guess so. My charges are 3 counts of assaulting an law officer, 3 counts of resisting arrest, and disturbing the peace or disturbing a hearing or something.
So it seemed like the feds are just trying to throw the book at you.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't assault anybody, and I came out pretty radically injured, and so I think they are really spinning it. I read the Capitol Police's report about it, and it's like obviously biased to making me looking unruly and out of order or all these things it says. And I got my own arm stuck while trying to stay in the hall, and so that's all par for the course. But I think that's just another illustration how they just try to point to the oppressed tactics versus what's causing the protest. And pretty bogus.
So you went into that Capitol hearing around 1,500 followers. Last time I checked, you were well over 400,000 followers, millions of views of what you've seen. What has that been like, transforming from a guy that just, being a fireman, a former Marine, running for office, to a guy that a lot would consider a national hero, or some people would say a disruptor? But what is that like now that your life has changed?
Oh, it's a trip. My external life has changed vastly. I'm still trying to process all the differences that are happening there. Yet, with 4 young children, still going to school, oblivious to what's all been happening and things. And then my wife, who's been such a great person, keeping us together and keeping everything stable, those internal things have to run as they were. So it's a real neat mix. I'm so thankful to not be behind bars, and I'm glad to be back with my family, and that's going stable, but still coming around, understanding the change in my external life.
From some of the reports I heard from people around you, your family didn't even know where you were locked up for some time. Like, it was kind of a secret which jail you were. Can you describe some of that?
Yeah. After I got taken away, I received great safe transport by DC Fire to the George Washington University Hospital, where I was taken great care of. And I was under security. The Capitol Police watched me the whole time I was there. But I didn't get a phone call, and I didn't have access to I wasn't given access to an attorney. And I was just sitting in bed, and they were just telling me, you just take care of your health first, and then we'll get everything settled at your arraignment. But I really didn't know what was going on. And of course, it was distressing not having any contact with my wife. I was very worried about her and what she was thinking. And so, that was hard to, that was difficult, but I was in good hands as far as the medical staff and all that.
Do you think you are legitimately looking at prison time?
Well, I have no clue what to tell you there. The legal world is a trip to me. I've been to a military court for a friend who was facing some pretty serious charges. And so being through the whole court process there in the environment for so long, it's such a sterile environment. It's so inhuman. It's just, you can't be a normal person. You have to talk and have specific, what's it called? Etiquette and things. And
have you go on in there? It's an unusual kind of environment.
Yeah. So, and how they operate and how they make their decisions and what's, admissible in court and what's not. I just don't know what to make of it. So I'm not sure what my fate will be.
I want to kind of understand your psychology, because, or at least the change in it, because I want to know, what were you thinking when you were in Iraq in 2003? What was the message that was going through your head? And what changed to now that you're in a position where you say we were the occupiers and what we're doing in Israel is wrong? Tell me about that mental evolution.
Oh man, great question. 2003, I was a Marine, young person, not very wise of the world, just, driven with physical pursuits of wanting to be a strong person. I was a wrestler and a football player, and I wanted to go to the Marine Corps to be a boxer. And so I was all into all that kind of stuff. So I was really focused on trying to upgrade my physical skills and being a Marine. I bonded with my fellow Marines, and we were there together to fight, the war on terror. And so again, no worldly wisdom. It was just simple, them against us, and I'm going to protect my boys. And I was a gunner in the LAV, and so I was going to make sure I look through my sights and make sure I keep an eye out for any threats. If there are, I'm going to take them out. I'm going to do my part. And so that's my mentality in 2003 as a Marine.
Did you get to interact with Iraqis while you were there?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Did you get to interact with Iraqis while you were there?
Oh, very surface-like. We wouldn't get out and talk to Iraqis too much. We'd wave from our vehicle. I was in an LAV, and it's like a tank with 8 wheels, and it's got a turret up top. And we drove all across the country. We started in Kuwait, and made all the way to Tikrit. It's north of Baghdad, and saw everything in between. And so, very, very small interactions with the citizens of Iraq. And
did you view them as the other or the enemy, or did you know that the people were kind of separate from the government and the soldiers?
I definitely knew that they were people. I had no ill will towards them, but there was a large, feeling of suspiciousness. You can never be too sure. A lot of things that were being talked about amongst the Marines was, they wave a white flag while they're walking down the street, but then once they go behind their door, they're grabbing an AK and RPGs, and they could shoot them out the window. So we were always on edge, and always.
Was there truth to that kind of claim?
I'm sorry, what?
Was there truth to that claim about the white flag and then the AK-47?
The fog of war, just the ramped up. We're bringing some aggression. I'm telling you, the Marines and the military brought some aggression. First off, they bombed the hell out of Iraq. Mm-hmm. Then they did air helicopter sweeps to make sure some other targets were taken out. Then the tanks rolled through, and then we came through. So it was a very layered and thorough attack. And so by the time we did come, there was not too much to, counter us or not too many things. Like we did a lot of thermal image, enemy vehicle profiling and pictures, and a lot of studying of what, we could come across as far as other vehicles and other enemy vehicles or things like that. None of that was still standing by the time we rolled through. Most of our combat was when we rolled through cities and towns, and we catch small arms fire as we were coming through. And so we did catch that. But looking back at the time, hey, your head's on a swivel. You're looking out for your brother on your left and your right and try to stay safe. And that's what you're locked in on. And so that was the mentality. And so that's how you judge everything. How that changed was, of course, being away from that environment and living, watching the news, not being in the Marine Corps, trying to assimilate to, civilian life, having jobs. Let me tell you, Tommy, there's plenty of times where I'm too much for people that are around me. There's a little high strung and it might be just who I am. It might be a little bit of what the Marine Corps put in me. I don't know. But either way, I've come to terms where I think, it's a little bit of both. And I think the Marines did, turn me up to 11 to a certain extent. So, and so as I assimilated into the civilian world, I've tried to calm down, learn where I've pushed it too much, try to salvage my relationships. And some of those are tough lessons to learn, and my first marriage, man, she and I took the worst out of each other, and there's no hard feelings there, but it was rough, and so there's some hard patches. And again, I'm not using this as an excuse for all my mistakes, but I'm just trying to I'm just answering your question, which was a really great question. So I moved along through life and had some bumps in the road, and then I did meet my wife that I'm with now, and she is a Palestinian American woman. She was born in Raleigh, North Carolina, and she didn't used to cover. She was just looking like a normal, beautiful woman that I got to meet through my friend from the fire department. She introduced us, and we fell in love, and we ended up getting married, and we've had 4 children. And so I did carry a lot of my Marine Corps attitude into our relationship, and she was cool with it, and we got along, and we compromised and understood each other and had respect. But as I've got to know her and learned about her family and her family's, way of life related to them being in Palestine and how Israel affects the Palestinians. And once I saw that through their eyes and then looked at it through just plain research, it just really opened me up to the level of depravity and brutality there is in this world in general. I think I was just privileged enough to bypass and not see a lot of brutality. Yeah, the Marines was one thing, but I kind of compartmentalized that as that's combat. That's not regular life. But this kind of was a whole different set of violence and brutality. Violence is violence, but it was a different environment for it to happen. And so I'll finish this up real quick. So just seeing violence through a different position in life, a father, a husband, just a regular civilian, I guess I just see the violence and brutality in a whole different way.
What year was it that you started waking up or becoming aware of what was happening to Palestinians?
I'd say, so the big deal was October 7th, 2023. I think I was pretty well understanding the situation maybe 2 years prior to that. And I think I got some Facebook posts that, can confirm that. I think Israel bombed a media tower in Gaza. And
journalists are some of their favorite targets, I hear.
What's that?
Journalists are some of their favorite targets, I see.
Yeah. And so 2 years prior to October 7th, they took out a large media tower. And I remember, I think the excuse was they were broadcasting. I heard from an Israeli person I knew. They told me it was because they were broadcasting some, messages that were just anti-Israel or something. Mm-hmm. And I remember the particular talking point this person said was, would you allow your wife to cheat on you just a little? Like just kiss another guy? Well, that's how we see the Palestinians. If they do just a little bit of, if they just do a little propaganda to anti-Israeli stuff or anti-Semitic stuff, then we got to come down on them hard and let them know they can't act like that. And it just seemed like one of them Hezbollah talking points looking back at that. And it was taken back with this illustration or this story he was telling me. And first off, Palestinians ain't the Israelis' wife. They're two different people groups. So that story is debunked right off the bat. And there should be a equality in attacking and equality in how much you're going to hurt one another, and
rather than just such a lopsided arrangement that we're currently seeing now. When you look at the death tolls, it's not even close. When you look at which group of civilians can walk peacefully, I'm reading a book called The Palestine Laboratory, and this Jewish scholar wrote it, and it basically, it shows one that Israel is, along with the United States, one of the biggest arms dealers, and that they export surveillance, arms, and many things that help oppressive regimes stay in power. And when you see what they circulate and then what they do to the Palestinians, I think anyone living under those conditions would be upset. The point I was going to make is that a South African diplomat came to visit Israel. They had a relationship, and the South African guy said, "No, these guys are doing apartheid the right way." So it's like, if the South Africans are giving you that kind of compliment, it must be pretty severe conditions for the people that you're oppressing.
Great point, Tommy. Yeah, man. That's true.
So I saw a few veterans come out and they're like, you know what? He shouldn't be using his uniform like that. It's against the code. What kind of response have you gotten from other Marines and other veterans? Give me the temperature check and what's happening right now in that community.
I've got a lot of emails through my campaign website, and they're all mostly, I'd say 98, 95% positive.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, man, we got your back. Thanks for saying what we feel. I appreciate that. But then you get a couple of uniform nerds who are like, you can't, UCMJ code 112, whatever. You can't wear a uniform in protesting. You only wear it during ceremonies. And they just leave that there for me, as if I'm like, that's what, okay, now I'll never do it. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, screw, killing everybody and all the loss of human life. I better stick to the uniform regulations.
That's exactly it. When you weigh millions of humans going through suffering, starvation, oppression, horrific lives in a uniform violation, it seems like not a very big trade-off.
Right. Yeah, I think that's just silly.
So have you had much of the Israel lobby go after you, or have you already been labeled an anti-Semite? Like, what is the warfare that you're facing on the political front due to your actions?
I haven't heard anything specifically from the Israeli lobby or anything like that. I know Senator Sheehy has been on and made some talks, and he disingenuously said, I hope he gets the help he needs.
As if you were mentally ill or something?
What's that?
As if you were mentally ill, he was saying?
Right, yeah. And so that's quite a disrespect. So, yeah, that's not cool. I don't appreciate that at all. And him adding himself to the effort of getting me out, okay, Barney, good for you. And I didn't hear what he said, but it looks from the video he's scolding me and giving me his 2 cents about whatever. I mean, just get out of here, dude. I really don't appreciate him as a guy trying to scold me or whatever. I know what I'm doing, so go on. And then being on Fox, he's saying some things. Well, yeah, like I already said, I hope he gets the help he gets. That's just real disrespectful. So
I noticed from the first interaction, the first physical contact you received, it was aggressive right off the bat. There was no chance for you to stand up, leave. Hey, sir, you got to come with us. What do you think about that? Because that, to me, I wouldn't say that that's probably protocol, is to immediately escalate a situation.
Yeah, man. I didn't know what to think about that. It's very nerve-wracking to say what I said. So just to get up and say and get my message across was kind of a surreal moment in the first place. So when they come and grab me, I just didn't. I don't know what happened from that point on.
So was your adrenaline going before? Like, you were probably, before you even stood up, like you were kind of feeling the adrenaline a little bit. You stood up, and then things kind of turned into a blur after that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, so to speak. I was focused on getting my message out. That was my main point. I'm speaking genuinely, trying to make an impact in this unnecessary war machine America is wielding for unjust reasons.
So I think a lot of young people, pretty much most people I talk to under 40 in this country, think this is Israel's war. But I want to hear it from your own side. What makes you draw the conclusion that this is Israel's war that we're fighting?
Benjamin Netanyahu constantly saying things, about taking Saddam out of Iraq would have, positive reverberations throughout the region. Where are the positive reverberations is, every country out there is struggling and is destabilized, and then Iran being the most stable stronghold was at the end of this list. Of course, they want to destabilize all the other small countries around there, and now they've got everything in line, and they're going for broke trying to attack Iran. And the reasons keep changing, the mission keeps changing, and so I just feel like it all makes too much sense. Hindsight is 2020. I mean, at this point, the damage has been done. We're far too late in recognizing this, but I guess it's never too late. And hopefully, we can all call it for what it is, and speak up now, and somehow bring some type of peaceful resolution.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem like we are in it's hard to. I guess I saw the list of demands that Iran brought forward, and I thought a lot of them are kind of reasonable. One of them I think is going to be impossible is that Donald Trump apologizes publicly. I don't think Donald Trump has apologized publicly for like anything in his career. To me, that's one of the things that really strikes me about his leadership style that rubs me the wrong way. Is Donald Trump is a guy that when it goes right, whether it's him or not, he will take credit for it. When it goes wrong, he throws people under the bus. He's already kind of doing that. He made the allegation that Jared Kushner, Marco Rubio, the kind of Israel A-team that's in his circle were the ones that gave him the information that if we didn't strike, Israel's going to use a nuke or something was going to get escalated. He's not even listening to his own intelligence, and even the yes men in his own Pentagon that he removed all the key players and put his cronies in there. Even they said, "Don't do this, man," and he's doing it. And so, what Iran's conditions are for surrender, one of them is that. The other is that Benjamin Netanyahu gets delivered to the ICC to get tried in an international court. I don't see that happening anytime soon. And Iran said they're going to keep the pressure on until we agree. So it almost is like we thought we were going to go in there, take out the leader. They were going to instantly just fall over and surrender and say, pull down their pants for Israel and the United States, and that would be it. And now we have a real battle with a formidable foe. Do you have any projections? Do you have any ideas how you think this is going to play out?
Man, I love your commentary, and I love your laying it out like that. And man, it would be so simple to just save so many lives with giving up these two very pathetic ones. These two have brought so much pain and suffering to the world. For what? Benjamin Netanyahu's been running away from his own citizens, complaints, and started a war almost, you could say, to avoid being taken out of office. And Trump now is just getting himself into so much, and he's got such a personality that he can't ever concede to any type of wrongness. So it's so silly that these egos are holding us back from a peaceful resolution.
And that millions of people might die because of egos right now.
Yes, that is just horrible. That is just tragic. And so I think that should be fuel to make us stand up and just demand that. Just seeing that unequal, that unfair dynamic is more fuel for Americans to just say, this ain't right, man. This ain't right. Because I've heard there's 24 Americans dead now. That's the latest I heard.
Yeah, and who knows if we're covering up more deaths simply to spin the war conflict how we want. And also, just to clarify, I say millions, and that might sound like a lot, but do you know what the figures are and how many people died in the Iraq war that you were in 2003?
1 million Iraqis.
Yeah,
and,
so
I don't know the civilian casualties. I mean, the American casualties.
So this has the potential to be immense. It also has potential to affect the global economy. And to me, I know that if, hey, I made a mistake and all I had to do was say, you know what? I'm sorry. I acted off of bad intelligence. I take ownership for this. I'm sorry for the people that you lost. I'm sorry for the school that we bombed. If that was what it took to save people's lives, I would do it. But I think it's scary that we have a guy that is so led by bravado that that's not even an option on his table, I don't think.
That's unacceptable. It's horrible. I agree with you, man. I agree with you.
So I see you're running with the Green Party. I like independence. However, because I voted for independence almost my entire life. I did vote for Trump in 2024, and I regret it. I thought between the puppet Kamala and a guy that might shake things up. We had a better chance of shaking up the system with Trump, but previous to that, I had voted independent my entire voting record. I like independence. I think we need independence because it's two sides of the same bird with Democrat and Republican. But what is the strategy to win? Because that's a big part of the game. So how are you tackling your race in South Carolina?
All right, I'm in North Carolina, and I'm running for the Senate seat in North Carolina. It's the National Senate.
State Senate.
The National Senate. There's like 2 seats, and so I'm running for one of them.
Okay.
Tom Tillis holds it now, and Ted Budd's got the other one. I'm running for Tom Tillis when he leaves. And one of the biggest obstacles, I think, is to just convince people they're not throwing their vote away when they vote third party or vote for me in the Green Party. And it's just trying to highlight these reasons you and I have been talking about, and understanding, too, that our government has become bought and paid for. And I just want to be a people-powered choice to bring things like healthcare as a human right, affordable housing, quality education, free public higher education, and so that's what some of the things I want to bring to the table. And I'm not going to accept any corporate donors, because the Green Party is all about free of any influence of billionaires. So that's a big aspect. And if we can just get that message out, at least in North Carolina, and motivate the people of North Carolina to set a trend by trusting in me to take this office with integrity and with just the people's well-being in mind, I think we can start a trend. And there's Greg Stoker, who is running for an office in Texas. There's Anthony Aguilar. Greg Stoker is an Army Ranger veteran. And have you heard him speak?
No, but
I'm him?
Aguilar. But I gotta look up the Stokely guy.
Yes, please do. Greg Stoker is a savant when it comes to talking about military stuff. He is amazing. And Anthony Aguilar, yes, he is a 25-year decorated Green Beret Lieutenant Colonel veteran. And he is sharp. He is smart. He had my back there at the Senate Hall calling out Senator Sheehy. Yeah, he was there. And he was there yelling, saying, "A senator just broke a Marine veteran's arm." And Senator Sheehy walked by and said, "Fuck off." Not cuss.
You can say whatever you want, man.
And then Tony was like, "Fuck you," or "Fuck off yourself." He said, "What?" And then he said, "You fat ass." So yeah, we gave it to him, man. We ain't taking no shit. Me, Tony, Greg, we're a bunch of normal veterans here to stand up for veterans the right way, because we're not trying to put our brothers and sisters in harm's way for some billionaires, flick of the wrist who's never going to be close to the action. And so, yeah, those are some of and then also I have also a fellow Green, Michael Dublin. He's in North Carolina. He was a Marine veteran as well. And he says he runs for his own reasons. And yeah, he's a veteran, but he doesn't try to lead with that. But we all have different reasons to run and why we were veterans, but he definitely served. So, yeah.
It feels like something is changing in this country. It feels like young voters are very disenfranchised, because we know that regardless if we vote Democrat or Republican, they're going to pick things that probably 80% of us don't agree with. And the 80% that can unite us, affordable housing, affordable education, not letting private investors buy thousands of single-family homes, which has happened by multiple private equity firms in Milwaukee, where I live. We want to be a strong military, but we don't want to do a $1 trillion budget. And we want our government accountable. We want to pass audits. Like, if I'm going to get brought before the IRS, if I don't pay a few $1,000s in taxes when they're spending billions or trillions, I just feel like it's pretty reasonable to say, you guys got to do your homework on this. And so it seems like we're at a crucial moment in this country where anti-corruption is the new platform. It doesn't matter which party you try and call yourself with, but as long as you stand against corruption, you don't take money from the corporate or billionaire class, I feel like people are going to be excited about you. When does your race take place?
I'm listening to you, Tommy. You were laying it out right. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
What did you ask me?
When is your race?
So I'm going to be listed as the candidate representing the Green Party. So I didn't have to do the primaries. You know, it's hard enough to get a new party on the ballot, but we qualified because of Matt Ho running last election, and he got us on the ballot for this time. And so I'll be in part of the general election in November 3rd.
Okay. So the big part is going to be keeping this momentum from this big moment rolling into November. It's going to be interesting to see what happens across the country. I mean, I think we're in highly chaotic times, which makes it unpredictable. But it means that maybe things can come out of nowhere. Maybe things that were unlikely previously can happen. So we're rooting for you. I guess, is there any final thoughts or anything you want to really leave the people with?
One add on to that is, you know, people may feel like there's nothing left to lose, you know, so why not vote third party if everything's so chaotic? A couple of things I'd like to ask, and let me ask you this question, man. You made things so simple. I didn't need to break the ice. I appreciate your great candor. Here's a question for you, Tommy. What do you think this means? Death certainly focuses the heart to what's most alive in us.
I just saw someone ask the question, hey, would you want $10 million? But if you got that $10 million, you died tomorrow. And then the guy realized, you know, that means that living tomorrow is worth more than $10 million. I think it means when you have you're so set on what on marching to your moral code, your moral compass, that you're willing to risk death for your ideas, and you're willing to or live a life that maybe you die at the end of it and you stood true to your course. I think that's something you can be very proud of. So I think that's the new movement right now is morals over political parties. And so I think you're part of this new meta that's emerging, and I'm excited to see it.
Man, I like your answer. I appreciate that, man. And one other thing I'd like to endorse, Jordan Rivers. He's running for LA City Council District 15 in LA, and he's a fellow Green of mine, Jordan Rivers. And he's got some ports in his district, and those ports send ships that have munitions for Israel. So, hey, this is a way to really affect things through our political, pathways, our legal political pathways. We're following the rules, but that's something. Jordan Rivers in LA City Council District 15. I just want to endorse him.
Nice. Well, folks, I think we're all hoping for a more peaceful, prosperous future. Maybe we exist more through mutually beneficial relationships, trade relationships, and laws and an economy that favors the common man. And so I'm rooting for anyone that's gunning for that. Thank you for joining me. I'm sure you have requests around the calendar to get your story. So I'm going to link your information in this description. Appreciate your time, Brian, and keep fighting the good fight, okay?
Oh, thank you so much. This has been such a pleasure. Appreciate great meeting you, Tommy. Thank you very much.
Likewise, brother. Well, thank you. What do you guys think about the crash out era? It feels like we're in that right now.
Oh no, we definitely, you better know who you dealing with.
How sketchy is this area?
Sketchy, like, you gotta just be on point and shit like that for everything,
Tell me about the bandana you got going on.
Just the Haitian flag.
Yeah. We're with the Food Network, brother. We heard this is the spot to come.
Yeah, that's the spot, yeah.
South Florida has legendary gangster culture. We're talking about hoods dominated by the Haitian Zo Pound Set, which many regard as Florida's most feared street gang. And to do this story properly, we tapped in with 3 local legends. We got El Snapo taking us through Lauderhill, which guys in the street call Slaughterhill. My guy Jay Dirty takes us deep inside the Pompano Beach projects, and my man Ado brings us out to a 1 a.m. Haitian barbecue. Now folks, we shot this video over the course of 2 trips across 2 years with 2 different facial hairstyles. Why? Because good stories take time to tell. So folks, let's get to this Florida adventure, but first a quick word from the sponsor of today's episode. The majority of you watching this video are men, and if you are like me, you're starting to feel it a little bit more. I'm 32, I'm getting a little more worn down easily, and I'm looking for ways to naturally improve my testosterone. That's where the sponsor of today's video, Mars Men, comes in clutch. And guys, I only agreed to do this ad until I was on this product myself, testing it for 30 days. To me, the benefits on this stack are my energy feels great, my stamina is top notch, and I'm liking how focused I've been feeling. And that's why I'm recommending it to you. And the cool thing is they have very common sense ingredients in the supplement stack. Tunga Ali, Shilajit, vitamin D, and much, much more. Things that are just really good for your body. And in fact, there's
so confident about what it will do for your body that Mars Men has a 90-day testosterone guarantee. If you are not happy with this supplement for any reason in the 90 days that you've been on it, they will refund your money back, no questions asked, which to me says a lot about their product. Your health is your #1 asset. So if there is something out there that can help boost you, just take you to the next level even a little bit, to me, it's worth investing into. And the good news is,
for a limited time, you can get 50% off for life, plus free shipping and 3 free gifts at mengotomars.com. That's mengotomars.com for 50% off and 3 free gifts when you check out.
Appreciate you guys, and now back to the video. Ladies and gentlemen, we have touched down in Florida. We have explored some wild hoods since we've been here. Haitian hoods to be particular. But I'm talking about wild hairstyles. I'm talking about absolute characters. You're in for a treat this episode. South Florida culture to me is a very unique melting pot of something that I haven't found anywhere else in the country. And right now, we're on our way to meet El Snapo. So we'll see you there. All right, guys, we're rolling on rapper time again. I flew all the way from Milwaukee, had a connecting flight, landed in Fort Lauderdale. Still, somehow, it's a miracle we beat these guys to their own hood. Stay glued to the edge of your seat, because when this guy shows up, it's gonna be good. But will that be 10 minutes from now or 4 hours from now? Nobody knows, probably not even him. Okay, so the much anticipated El Snapo has arrived.
What's going on, brother?
I wish just for one day in my life that I was as fresh as you.
Oh, man.
Look at this.
I'm trying to get like you, bro.
Look at this.
1971, hard top.
Tell me about it.
That's what we call the Bentley Rolls Royce down here. Yeah, you know what I mean?
What's up, brother? Good to meet you. How are you? You're looking fresh too.
Hell yeah, gotta get my
Toothbrush.
fresh, yeah.
To get the grills all crispy?
Right.
Yeah. What is going on over here, dude?
Some extra shit.
Could you kick someone and kind of gut them with that if you wanted to?
I don't think so. Probably.
If someone tries to get us. Uh-oh. Oh, Code Red. It's Earth Day today. The corporations are polluting our planet. We can't also do it. We gotta, you know what I mean?
Shit.
I can put it in my pocket though, that helps.
Oh, you want to be a good Samaritan, huh?
Yes. Now look at these gold rims, dude. Hold on, let me just. Sheesh. If I was single, this would be my Tinder picture right here. As you guys can tell, the hood is assembling. We're about to get going. Yeah, explain to me what's going on over there.
He's brushing his teeth. You know you got to take care of themselves. You want them to shine. You don't want no dental hygiene habits. Because some of these kids down here, you know what I'm saying? You might have gold in your mouth, but then your breath stinks.
Yeah, or you take them out and your teeth are, yeah, real fucked up. Are those girls that can come on or off, you know? Or are those full time?
Permanent.
Damn. That's a commitment. How'd you get the name El Snapo?
I was in my juvenile program. I was like trying to come up with names. I fucked around and wrote like El Chapo on the shit. My name was always Snap, so it ended up coming like that.
Where are we right now?
Shit, we on 19th, like this whole block. This shit'll take you from Shallow Side, Driftwood, Westwood, Royal Palm, all the way to Lauderdale Manors. And this is my car wash. This is my car wash I just opened up, by the way, too. I had to let y'all know, man, L's Car Wash. You know, this is my shit, man.
You got your LLC, right?
Yeah. Let me check on my employees right quick. Hold on. Hey, you're doing too much standing around, man. You gotta be out there waving cars down. We need more traffic. What you doing? Hey, I don't pay you enough for that. This boss man, big boss man, L, you know L Car Wash? I'm El Snapo, man. Listen, man, if you ain't out here flagging these cars down, man, trying to get some more traffic, I'm gonna fire you, boy. All right, no problem. All right. Thank you, man. All right.
The cost to be a boss ain't cheap, right?
Oh, God. Real right there, yeah, but like, you know.
East.
This is where we at, man, 1900, man. This what's going on, man. You see this sign right here, man? This shit we ain't doing, man.
Were you a wild guy as a young person?
Yeah, I was buck wild. I ain't gonna lie. I was way more wild than I am now. I done kind of like calmed down, but I was real wild back then.
Oh, look, your fish restaurant is right there.
Oh, Snappers, yeah.
You have another, you didn't tell me you had another business.
Nah, I ain't finished giving you a tour yet.
So you used to be able to buy this kind of stuff with food stamps?
They said, yeah, you were able to buy this stuff on food stamps, but now I guess with the laws being changed in Florida or whatever, you can't purchase any fattening items, no juice, sodas. Whatever.
So to try and make it healthier?
Yes, sir, because they say America is the most fattest country.
It's kind of embarrassing, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay, this is something that's really important to me, is when you look around at gas stations like this, most of it is fucking poison. Like, this is all poison. So many ingredients, it doesn't even fit on one side. Poison. poison. In one of these, 230 calories, 55 grams of sugar. That is slow motion suicide by food right there. I noticed GPE. Let me try and guess what GPE stands for. Get people educated. You're good with slogans. Keep it going.
Global profit entertainment. Ding, 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 ding.
Gushy, pushy entertainment.
Right, right.
You ever felt one of those before?
I'm a virgin.
Oh, good for you, dude. That takes a stand. That shows moral courage, dude. When do you plan on losing your virginity, do you think?
Never.
Okay. You feel like the youth are moving in a positive direction?
I mean, the youth just gotta have more positive shit to gravitate to. They don't really got nothing to hold on to, especially the youth that come up in an environment like this. What they gonna hold on to? They ain't got nothing but negative to grab onto. It's the quickest shit. You know what I'm saying?
Can you tell me what you gotta do on a daily basis? Because look, this is what I'm working with here. This is all God gave me, which isn't that much. How did you even accumulate that?
I mean, you just gotta leave it alone.
So shit, no whole shit, you know how I go, bitch.
Zodily certified right here. Yep. He's on a Zooter right now.
Zooter World! Yes, sir.
You may be hearing me say things with a Z like Zodily certified. Folks, just as the Bloods use B for things like Bocklet Bit Bookies, the Zopound guys use the Z to lead their lingo.
Let's go to Snappers, though.
So we're at his other business right now. We're gonna see if his employees are on the clock. Maybe they're freaking laughing in the back and he needs to...
I don't know why they still got this shit up here, man. I've been told them to take it down, but you know, we in the hood, these motherfuckers hard-headed. They just got this shit up here for decoration at this point.
Are you a baker?
Nah, I'm more of a cooker, a whipper, a scraper.
What flavors you get?
Just regular.
You look like somebody that has a high metabolism, like you can just eat all day, eat a lot.
Yeah, I ain't really gonna...
Whoa.
That ain't really... No, that ain't hit nobody.
Earth Day, dude. Earth Day.
Nah. It'll be all right, man. We in the hood, man. This shit ain't gotta look like the suburbs. This ain't downtown. That's decoration.
What are we up to next?
I'm gonna take y'all through Lauderhill Mall, and that's just like covering my little area. Hey, security. What's up, well?
Yeah, Dre. It's a Dre.
Pull that down for me, man.
Oh,
Is there a song that changed your life?
Shit, Back to Serving changed my life. It was a TikTok. It started out as a TikTok. The nigga is back to serving, back to pulling all-nighters in traffic, get my phone chirping. And they caught traction, I ended up signing a deal off that shit.
Isn't that kind of nuts that one song can do that much?
It's kind of crazy how much power the internet got. TikTok made me though.
What'd you do when you first got signed?
I ain't gonna lie, boy. I couldn't believe it. The first thing I probably did was when it spent some money, I ain't gonna lie. Jewelry, cars.
What did it feel like just having all that money to just run through at one time?
All that motherfucking money, nigga, I feel invincible. Sudi.
What's up, baby? Whoa, what's going on?
We're doing a profile piece on his life.
Yeah?
During
Wow.
What you got for me, sir?
What you looking for, baby? Whoa.
Man, that's the legendary Sue, man.
So what you looking for today, sweetie?
I don't know what you got for me.
I got everything.
Dress it up and make it real for me, Sue.
We have a Rolex, Cartier.
Give me the Sue special.
Cuban chain is very popular.
That's how much gold is, Sue?
Today's gold is 1 ounce gold is 4,700 something. It's like a 291 grams.
How long you been buying from Sue?
Shit, since the nigga was Jitty Boss, so like 14, 15.
Yeah. I've been here. This one is 281 grams.
So you were stacking money from a young man.
Yeah, 14, 15. I was fucked up when I was younger though. But I was still like a little hustler, but I ain't really seen like paper until I got older.
This is in the future. When you hold it, it's gold go up. It's the investment.
So as gold has gotten more expensive, have people wanted gold more?
Yes. Yeah. Right now, I can give you it's almost a wholesale price, 23,300. Yeah.
Wow.
But today gold went down almost $100 down. That's almost $5,000. Yes. Wow, I'm really happy for you, sweetie. You become famous. Yes. Yeah, he was my customer. He was since like a little boy. Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Yeah.
So that Cuban link she pulled out was about $23,000. Does that sound expensive to you?
I mean, good. I mean, that's an investment. I wouldn't buy it while that shit like skyrocket high, but maybe let's say if you had it to do it. That shit might go up. You know what I'm saying? Then you just cash that bitch out and do it again.
Stay safe out here. Hey, I appreciate you. Thank you, man. Thanks for making this happen.
Let me take you back to 2024 for a midnight adventure in the trenches. I pulled up to a sketchy gas station to tap in with Jay Dirty. Not only is he a funny guy, but he is also Kodak Black's cousin and a rapper that sounds like this. Let's see how things go down in the Pompano Beach projects.
What's up, bro? Diamond, nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too, for sure. You already know this your boy Jay Dirty, not Jay Diamond, man. We know what it is, man. We got them 1,800 boys out here, KG boys, all that good shit.
You said some acronyms really fast. Say it one more. ST what?
I say SG, KTB, ATMB, all that, man. Sniper gang, you know,
Okay.
Cutthroat business, Kodak the boss.
What do you got on your face? Can you show us some of your tattoos?
The money bags right there, you feel me? You know, when I wake up, that's all I see. Money.
Is that your top priority, would you say?
You already, for sure that.
What
Gotta
comes
get
next after money?
You feel me? You know, you gotta take care of the family after that. Can't take care of the family, you ain't got no money.
Tell me about the bandana you got going on.
Just the Haitian flag.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Zobo lifestyle. My flag give me superpowers.
Yeah?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Feel like a fly when I got it on. You know what I'm saying? And that cup make him feel like he can fly too, goddamn.
You got some coffee in there?
Just a little bit of tequila, that's it. Yeah, that tequila.
What's Booby Trap?
The best club in Florida, man.
I feel like there's some lingo I gotta get taught.
Yo.
Is there any Florida lingo you guys can teach me?
We got a hell of a lot. Yeah, you know about that shit, though. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where you from? What's y'all lingo?
Milwaukee, and it's, hey, brother.
I ain't gonna lie, that kind of like we with the little brother shit too, but we BRUDDA, brother. You feel me? Yo.
I'm a G, I'm a mama.
Oh, we Z's, you feel me?
And I'm out of there.
That's zombies, we zombies, you feel me? Yeah, Zoles, like, you know what I'm saying?
How sketchy is this area?
Sketchy, like, you know, you gotta just be on point and shit like that. That's for everything, you know, the nice people, business. You feel me? As long as you know what doing what you're supposed to be doing, you Gucci, you feel me?
What was it like growing up around here?
Oh, I ain't gonna lie, I used to do everything on his ass, cause my mama ain't, you feel me? If I tell her he did it, I'm straight, you feel me? She won't come ask him nothing or his mama nothing. You know what I'm saying? We got away with a lot of shit doing that till it caught up to us, and they tried to make us stop hanging with each other, you feel me?
Does it feel like the young cats today are really crazy?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Like we was like,
A lot of
we
people
was crazy,
not,
like,
they're dumb.
They more emotional. Them boys ain't got.
Yeah, they more emotional.
They straight bitch Looney Tunes.
What do you guys think about the crash out era? It feels like we're in that right now.
Oh no, we definitely, yo, you better know who you
Ain't nothing new under
all
the
that
sun.
thinking you just finna hit anybody in they shit. Bitch, you better know when you hit them, you better drop them or knock them out. Or be ready to, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta be ready for the
Cause you hit the
process.
wrong bitch, got you might as well go and play in your funeral. Switch.
Are you guys optimistic about the future of the world, of the country?
There's a lot of shit going on that, you know, niggas don't realize what's going on, you feel me? Like, or even pay attention to the shit.
And we vote for Trump.
Oh yeah, you already know, man. Trump for sure.
I ain't wear my fucking hat.
Why Trump?
I ain't gonna lie, Trump, that boy ain't he free. You know what I'm saying? My cousin and shit.
Jay is referencing Trump pardoning Kodak Black. And you have to remember, when this was shot in 2024, Trump was not known as a war-entering, Epstein-covering Israel puppet. He was a guy that actually had serious backing from the people, especially in the hoods. And one big reason for this was his use of the presidential pardon for guys like Kodak Black, Lil Wayne, and NBA Youngboy. In 2024, this
man, real dude, don't let him fool y'all, man. He like that.
I'd been going hard in the paint all day, and now I found myself in the wee hours of the morning with an appetite like you wouldn't believe. So to me, after spending the day with Haitian crews, the only logical next step was to attend a Haitian barbecue. Let's see what's cooking.
Yo, you already know where we at, man. We at Rib Man. Feel me?
How's it going, brother?
What's good for me?
We're with the Food Network, brother. We heard this is the spot to come.
Yeah, that's the spot, man. Yeah, man. You know.
Are you the Rib Man?
Yeah. This right here is the guy, fam.
Take us on a tour of the barbecue.
So every night, it is prepared, marinated, empties. It's every night.
This is Ado. He's a good guy that we met at the BLP kosher shoot, and he's also a DJ and artist himself from the area that sounds like this. He's the guy that invited me on this barbecue experience. Let's hear what he has to say.
It's delicious, and it's always cleaned out, vinegar, onions, you name it. It's just marinated sauce with peppers, etc. Take a look. Take a look at the food. Right here, this grill. 3 grills running all times. At all times, right here. You like this one?
Yeah. What do you sniff when you sniff this? You can waft it in there.
Bro, it's straight fire shit, fam.
How late do you guys stay open?
About
4 in the morning?
That's pickles right there, that's spicy. So you had some yet, bro?
I'm afraid of it.
You're afraid of it, bro? You know, you gotta fight your fears, bro. Let's go. You gotta dip, listen, try dip the butter on that plantain. So, Tommy G is having Haitian food right here. Haitian style ribs right here in Palm Beach. You gotta dip it twice, fam.
Okay, but so far I'm just waiting for the boom to come, you know?
You're not gonna die.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not gonna die. What's on your mind these days?
My mind these days, you know, just gotta keep going with this DJing, keep pushing all the young artists in the city, in the state, everybody that I've worked with over the years, you know, like, you know, I've did a lot for a lot of people. Just keep trying to make sure I could one day be on Sunfest or do these things at the amphitheaters out here so we can just really push the culture forward. I'm glad I made it this far, shit. I've been 10 years in the music shit right here in Palm Beach. I done gave a lot of people their first show or like sometimes their first studio session, independent, no rap daddy, you know, none of that, no sponsor. Niggas been perking on me, but you know, it's straight.
What's important to you?
Man, you know what? I'm doing this for the kids, man. Like, you could do it too. Cause it's like, it don't stop at me. There's a bunch of motherfuckers that's gotta come up next and they not getting their shine. And I might not have all the resources right now, but what like God give me and what I'm rolling with Yahweh, you feel me? I'm gonna just keep rolling.
Appreciate you, brother.
I love you,
Keep doing
bro.
your thing. Love you too.
You already know.
Hey.
Big dogs gotta eat. Wait, we gotta do it at the same time, right?
Ready?
All right.
1,
2, 3. Big dogs gotta eat.
Folks, thank you for joining me this week. I have these artists tagged in the description. If you could check out their music, blow them up, comment Big Dogs Gotta Eat, I would appreciate you. Next week's gonna be big. Every day I'm hustling. I'll see you soon. Peace. How old were you when you think you did your first
I'll say probably about 14, 15. I always liked the guns and getting shit for free. I ain't never want to work for no money.
So would you say you have a passion for robbing and killing?
Yeah, I'll say I killed about 5 people in the past 2 or 3 years. So I know I'm going to hell.
In my conversations with them, they think of themselves as soldiers in a war.
How much do these cost?
It's anywhere from 5 to 30,000. It depending on who the target is.
So would you say there's a lot of guys walking around Milwaukee that have more than 3 bodies?
I know like multiple motherfuckers that got like 3, 4.
The FBI defines a serial killer as someone who has murdered 3 or more people. When we hear that, we traditionally think of white dudes like Jeffrey Dahmer or John Wayne Gacy that do freakish things to their victims. But after spending time in some of the most dangerous neighborhoods across America, I've developed a theory. I think there are many active serial killers in the country right now, and most of them are gangsters operating out of the hood. I mean, you've heard of them. The shooter, the guy that loves spinning the block. We hear about them in rap music all the time. And today, we meet with a guy who claims to be a hood hitman who engages in the business of murder for hire. And after months of FaceTiming with him, seeing him with new ghost guns nearly every time we speak, and hearing the details about hits that I feel only an insider would know, I suspect this guy might be for real. So join me today as we step into the mind of an alleged hitman and meet the underground gunsmith who builds him untraceable weapons for the job. But first, folks, a quick word from the sponsor of today's episode. Folks, news in my neighborhood recently broke that a burglary ring is operated by using drones to see if people are home and then conducting break-ins. This news was uncomfortable to hear and made me realize I need to invest in a home security system. Because the truth is, from burglars to porch pirates, it is a wild world out there. The problem is, a lot of the security companies out there are expensive and they lock you into long-term contracts. Fortunately, I found out about Cove Security
the sponsor of today's video. With Cove, they make home security affordable. With them, you can feel safe in your home with 24/7 monitoring for about $1 a day. In fact, they are the #1 DIY customer-rated home security system on the market, and they have an incredibly easy to install peel and stick security system. No drilling, no wires. Me personally, I love a camera watching what's happening at my front door, and I also really like their solar-powered cameras that keep an eye on my entry points. They have sensors you can put on your doors and windows so you can hear when people come in and out of your house. And you can keep an eye on what your cameras are seeing through your phone or through your touchscreen monitor. Folks, everyone deserves to feel safe, so go get Cove today and go to covesmart.com/Tommy or use code Tommy at checkout for up to 70% off your first order.
But act quick because this offer will not last long.
All right, folks, let's go meet this hitman. The guys are just about to get here, but just so you know what's going through my head, to me, one of the toughest parts of the job is knowing who's legit and who's not. I've talked to these guys a bunch on the phone. I think they're real at what they say they do, but we're gonna figure that out together on this journey. Let's get them. What's up, fellas? What do you go by?
Got it.
What do you got there?
You know, just MVP with a switch on it.
How do you guys feel about doing this interview?
Well, let's do it. We're finna see what's going on.
I guess my first question is, what made you guys interested in doing an interview?
Well, first of all, we want to spread the authentic news about everything. You know, it's a lot of fakers out here.
What would you guys describe your profession as?
I'm definitely a smacker. That's what we call it where I'm from. You know, I get paid to knock shit down, take a life, do whatever I gotta do. If you want them dead, you call his phone. Where are you niggas? Where the f are you guys?
What part of the operation are you?
Gunsmith. I built the gun, show the guns.
What area do you guys operate in?
We all around this motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie. We're not even just based in the city of we all around this motherfucker.
How'd you get into this?
This shit all started at a very young age, brother. It didn't even start with the money, you know, adapting to the environment. I'm a real product of my environment, so before the money came around with this shit, I've been doing this shit just out of people that don't like me and, you know, I don't like them.
How young did you get involved in the streets?
I'll say early age, at like 13, 14, when I really started popping outside and acting with this shit.
What led to you becoming a 13, 14-year-old kid out in the streets?
I had what I wanted to have, I only had what I needed. I grew up around this shit. This shit mandatory. I grew up in a single parent home. I had siblings.
And where was your dad in this picture?
I don't know where the hell he was at. He was one of them disappearing, you know. I don't know.
How old were you when you think you did your first shooting?
I'll say probably like 14, 15. It's just a night outside, you know, we playing with guns. I see a motherfucker, I want to impress who I'm with. I get to shooting at people, you get what I'm saying?
It seems like you have a real passion for guns.
Yeah, I've been liking guns since I was younger. Like 12 years old, I've been watching videos of guns. I had my dad walk the room before, and I had a phone, watching people just get shot and killed on YouTube and shit like that, when it wasn't too restricted.
How did you meet Gutta?
Oh, Gutta, my brother, my blood brother.
Your Thanksgiving dinner tables are scary as I bet, dude. The first time you were involved in a shooting, was it for money? Was it for free?
There was some niggas on the porch, we walking past, they trying to walk up to us like, y'all ain't from here, type shit. And they didn't know we had pipes, cause we look young, we don't look like we got pipes, we get young out there, so they just want to try to hold niggas around and shit.
Do you know if they died?
I don't know.
How many murders would you guess you've done over over what amount of time?
5 people in the past 2 or 3 years.
Tell me how this career started.
It started where people know we getting shit done with the people that we already into it with ourselves. These niggas get up so much. You know, damn, we need some help. You get what I'm saying? This shit started around 17 and 16 and shit, where the money started coming in about this shit. There's some niggas out here that's scared of people they're into it with. There's some niggas that's out here not trying to run into them people. They scared of jail. They don't know how to get away with shit. I'm gonna do that, you know what I'm saying? We doing this shit, no devices in the car. We covering up, we doing make every precaution we gotta make.
How do you know who it is that you're taking out?
I did a real good study of details before I go out there and just start with people. You don't want innocent bystanders for no reason. They ain't the ones that's paid for it.
Mostly, are you taking out other street dudes?
Yes. That's 99%.
Tell me about your first murder for hire.
I think I was like 17, 18. I got 6 bands out of it.
Is there a particular hit you remember very well?
On the where some niggas, I had sold a gun too, they ain't want it. So he was like, I want my money back. And I'm like, no, I don't do refunds and nothing like that. And so he got slick talking shit on the phone when they told that up.
How many guys like you think there are in each hood around America?
Bro, it's real normal where we grow up at. I know niggas that never got on social media a day in their life, man. Jersey numbers 10, 15 bodies for no reason, you know what I'm saying?
The number you just threw out, what kind of time span are we talking about?
8 years, 8 years.
How do you prepare before you go out there?
As soon as they tell me who it is, I do my research for about a day or two. And I'm doing all type of Facebook investigations, Instagram investigations. I'm gonna see exactly what the fuck it is before I come over there. In this city, we see cap niggas. They got all your information on there from when you got locked up. Whatever you tell your lawyer and your arresting officers, the judge, your address, your full name, your date of birth, all the information is up there.
And would you say the majority of guys that you take out are on CCAP?
Yeah, bro, we in the streets. You come and sit at that motherfucker,
So we talked a lot about this happening on foot in front of a house. Do you guys actually ever go into someone's house?
Yeah, see, that's a situation where some of these niggas don't like to come outside, so we gotta come in that bitch.
How do you get into someone's house?
Bro, we kick doors, all type of shit. You wanna play inside the house games, we'll put a on your ass. That's how niggas is. Niggas think they dick all the time.
So you have a honeypot situation?
A lot of them. All she wants is a little piece of change.
Isn't that a pretty big witness at the crime?
She ain't gonna say shit. She know what come with this shit.
Have you guys ever been shot at?
Yeah, a lot of times.
You guys ever been hit?
I got hit one time. I got hit my arm. I got stomach shots too, but that shit don't count. Yet. That shit too many years ago. That was before I started slaying down, so I don't even believe in that shit.
What time of day are you doing house jobs?
Anytime. It don't matter. As soon as the money clear, we in route.
But what makes you do that rather than, say, become a welder?
Bro, I'm a felon, bro. I can't do all that shit. And then I ain't have a passion for all that shit growing up. I always liked the guns and getting shit for free. I ain't never want to work for no body.
So would you say you have a passion for robbing and killing?
Yeah, I started robbing at like 12 years old. I still do it to this day, brother. I was stealing out the store when my mama was shopping and shit. That's 8-year-old shit.
And did your mom encourage that?
Hell no, my mama was strict as hell. She don't like none of this shit I do.
Can you give us an estimate of how many murder scenes you think you've seen in your career?
Hundreds and hundreds.
What is the legal definition of a serial killer?
A serial killer is a person that kills in a series and not as opposed to like a mass murderer who walks into a school or a church and shoots as many people as they can.
How many bodies does someone have to be considered a serial killer?
You know, I would say that you have to have more than 2 or 3, 4.
So this is one of those stories that's really hard to verify. Fentanyl dealers, hey, send me the fentanyl. I can see it on FaceTime. It's easy. Every time I call this guy, he has a new ghost gun. The last time I called him, he had a rapper's chain that he had, I guess, stolen by force at gunpoint. So he definitely does shit. The question is, are his numbers inflated? So we're gonna talk to some street guys that I think can give us some clarification that maybe this guy's legit, maybe he's not. Because I really don't know in this story. Many men wish death on me. What's up, big dog?
Nike Tech today.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Jay Gritz? How you doing, brother? Good to meet you. Okay, you said it before. How did you label yourself?
Street nigga.
I wanted to get a couple
Street nigga.
opinions. No, I can't. But I wanted to get a couple opinions on this alleged hitman that I've met. If someone wants someone dead, does it make sense to go outside of your clique and ask someone that you don't even know to bring you in?
You know what I'm saying? That's what I was saying more than like the personal relationship shit. Like they have to really know each other to even put that trust and say, "Oh, I trust bro to
I
go."
feel like you gonna really
and not tell on me.
Because niggas can't keep their mouth shut anyway. So nigga know about know.
So the chance of someone keeping their mouth shut for 10, 15 plus murders is very unlikely?
I ain't never seen shit like that. Like here, I done seen niggas get 5 and over the course of 20 years.
Do you know that to be considered a serial killer, that means 3 bodies or more? So would you say there's a lot of guys walking around Milwaukee that have more than 3 bodies?
I know like multiple motherfuckers that got like 3, 4.
What to you are the key parts of having a successful mission?
You can't have your identity shown. Wear some outstanding shit, like wear a wig or some shit. Wear big ass saggy clothes or some shit like that. Ride the block, see who in it. I get out the car down the street. We walking up to this motherfucker and we fucking everybody up on the port. I'm expecting more money for this extra time.
You kill the whole family.
We gonna fuck them up. It depends, bro. I ain't trying to do shit to no kids.
They also say that when there are witnesses around the guy that they have to hit, that they also sometimes take out the witnesses. Is that common in a hood hit?
Not super common, really, because it does happen, but killing all of the witnesses is not typical, I would say, in gang hits, because there may be 20 people on the street. What you're counting on there is the high likelihood that people are just not going to cooperate with the police.
For those doubting that somebody can get away with multiple bodies, consider this. In many cities across the United States, the clearance rate, or in other words, the solve rate for murders, can be ridiculously low, especially during the early 2020s COVID period, which was a golden era for getting away with crime. For example, in recent years, Chicago has had clearance rates as low as 30%, and Flint, Michigan as low as 21%. And keep in mind, in gang-dominated neighborhoods, these are places that typically don't work with police. So to me, the idea of someone getting away with a few murders, while shocking, is certainly plausible.
If their goal is to remain under detection by killing everyone at a scene, does that not put them at the top of the food pyramid for priority for police?
Absolutely, for sure.
Let's go further into their tactics. They say they also outfit their guns with switches when they do that. Is that a good tactic or a dumb tactic?
Unless they've gotten military training and know how to handle an automatic weapon, it usually doesn't work out that great for them, you know what I mean? Automatic weapons are a lot more difficult to deal with than people think. You can do a lot of damage quickly.
So these guys also said that if they're taking someone out, if there's witnesses around that person, that they shoot everybody at the crime scene. Does that sound legit?
That's what you supposed to do.
That's what you should do. I mean, I wouldn't say you should. I mean, it's not what you should do, but if you want to get away, that's the way.
I feel like that turns one shooting into a mass shooting.
Exactly.
You don't think that brings a lot more attention to the scene?
It probably do, but it's a murder already, so what do we care?
How much do these cost?
It's anywhere from $5,000 to $30,000. It depends on who the target is.
What's typical?
Typical 10,000, niggas be wanting to rap niggas out the group. That's 10,000 right there.
Your most common client is a rapper that wants another rapper dead?
Yeah.
Why don't they just do it themselves?
It's a lot of people that feel like they too noticeable, they know me, or they scared, or I ain't trying to go risk my freedom for this shit. And, you know, it's a ballpark of excuses, bro, but I don't give a fuck what's going on unless I want my money, you know what I'm saying?
How do they communicate with you?
It's usually through FaceTime because that's the most untrackable thing. If it's some out-of-state shit and I gotta go out-of-state for some shit, but really it's a pull-up, bro. I'll chop it up with you.
You'll travel out of state to do this?
Yeah, but I need a deposit.
And you'll do that for 10 grand?
I'll do it. Hell yeah, that's free money for me, bro.
Can you tell me about the psychological profile of these hood hitmen that are just willing to kill someone for very low amounts of money?
In my conversations with them, they think of themselves as soldiers in a war. They don't think of themselves as serial killers, certainly. They think of serial killers as sexual deviants. I mean, when you grow up in poverty without hope, or without, structure in your life, and your structure becomes the street, and it's violence, and that's all you see, and that's what you get rewarded for. In fact, I would argue places like the west side of Chicago, the south side of Chicago are war zones in a lot of ways. It becomes glorified inside the community, inside of those tight-knit circles, the people you're looking up to. If you're a 10, 11-year-old kid, the guys you're looking up to may be, unfortunately, the 17, 18-year-old guys, and that's what they're talking about, putting this guy down, running up on these guys and that. And it starts to become, and then you see it. And if you grow up in Garfield Park, and you haven't seen a dead body by the time you're 12 or 13, you are an anomaly. These guys are really, for all intents and purposes, are serial killers. That put guys in prison who killed more people than most serial killers.
How have Ghost Guns changed the game in your business?
So first off, we did this interview. When I had my CCL, ATF came and took that like a couple months after that. after that, we got set up for real. So we just driving down the street, we getting ready to take go somewhere and shit. But right before we pull up to the motherfucking house, we see police on one side of the street, the other on the other side. One of them came down this street, did a U-turn and flagged our shit. We pull over, and they ass hop out. We trying to hide guns and shit, but couldn't hide them. I mean, if it's on your side of the car, they gonna put that bitch on you, type shit. It was people in the back seat and in the front, so we couldn't really hide the guns. Well, they took us to jail and shit. They took one of the guns they thought was a rare gun. It was an M&P with a switch. That motherfucker was legal. They ended up letting me out like a few days to a week afterwards. They kept the gun and shit. They ain't trying to release no guns to me. And right now, the site that I got the FRT from, they ain't selling them no more until the ATF, like, investigate the device, how it worked for real.
But the ATF connected a lot of guns that were used in murder weapons to you?
Yeah, I had a lot of guns out there in my name. I got at least over 1,000 guns in my name out there in Texas.
What would you do with a gun after a hit?
Immediately sell it. It'd be posted before the shit even happened. I'll have motherfuckers lined up for like the next day or the same day, and it'll already be sold.
They also say they ditch guns in bodies of water, or they break the guns down, scramble the parts, and resell the different assembled guns to YNs. Do you think that is a good strategy to get rid of the guns?
Getting rid of a gun in bodies of water or whatever is generally a good strategy. Reusing them is a less of a good strategy because, you know, you always run the risk that there's maybe some common denominator with a piece that is led back, you know what I mean?
What do you think is unique about your approach that has allowed you to stay away from law enforcement?
Bro, I done got investigated for this shit before, multiple times, but like I said, them phones and the motherfucking hidden identities and camera actions and shit like that, that'd be the thing, bro.
What do you mean by hidden identities and camera actions?
Like, don't catch yourself on fucking camera, you know, stupid. And then, when you do this hit with this outfit, you never wear it again. And I always tell people you wear a different size shoe as you run away from the crime. Forensics, they taking down every detail possible. DNA, shoe sizes, you know what I'm saying?
The guys I'm interviewing say they use ghost guns that they mill themselves, which we watch them do. They never touch the body of their victim. They sometimes wear shoes that are different sizes to each crime, and they never carry a cell phone during the crime. How would you grade their killing strategy?
That's a good strategy. You're taking a lot of the forensic stuff out of it, right? Cell phone towers now have been for a long time. If you can track a suspect's cell phone to a scene, that's really good circumstantial evidence based on other factors, weapons, all of that. You know, if all of that is true, then yeah, but you could read that in a book, you know what I mean?
You know, I've traveled to a lot of different types of people, cultures. I've pretty much seen it all in the United States. One observation I've had is that backdooring, you don't find it anywhere else more than in a Black Hood. People willing to kill each other, willing to rob their friend for like the lowest amount of money. Like, you don't see that in Asian neighborhoods. You don't see that in white neighborhoods. What do you think that is?
You wanna know something that's crazy? I'm gonna bring up an example. Every time I went to jail and shit, like, if you observe, when the black people come in, the other black people looking at them some type of way, trying to find out, oh, this nigga a rat, this nigga a snitch, I'm on his ass, I'm gonna take something from him, this and that. When the white people come in, they greet their people, they all together chilling. When the Mexican people come in, hey, you good, they help them with their shit, everybody chilling. I really feel like with black people, it's a jealousy and everything. We always got AR-15s, and micro AR-15s to be specific. We ain't having no big ass guns.
Why is that?
It's the easiest to get around with. It's concealable.
How many guns do you think you've sold in your life?
Definitely over 3,000 guns.
So you know your way around guns?
Yeah, for sure.
If a gun you sell is used in a hit, what do you think about it?
Some are used in a hit. I wouldn't say, I'll say about, just an estimate, if it was about 3,000 guns I sold, I'll say about at least 500-600 was used.
Because of time constraints, we cannot show this full video on YouTube. But if you would like to see this whole video, raw and uncut on Patreon, use code AR15 for 50% off your first month on the site. Thank you and enjoy. Now back to the episode.
We saw with our own eyes ghost guns and the milling of those guns. Do you think that alone suggests these guys have some level of experience in something nefarious?
Yeah, I mean, they have other factors. Like, I mean, could just be trying to impress you, right? But beyond that, they may be selling bullshit guns, right? They may be convincing people that these are really, you know, something special. So it could be a scam, but it also may be an active thing that works. So they make these guns to sell them.
It sounds like you could literally not give a shit if this ends up being a weapon that someone uses to kill someone with.
No. There's many weapons out there. The government sell weapons that kill people. It just depends on the person.
It feels like you kind of have a cold heart towards the world.
Yeah.
Do you believe in heaven or hell?
No.
Are you scared of going to hell?
No. I told my mama many times I know I'm going to hell.
Why do you say that?
Because I know a lot of the shit that I did will lead me there.
Do you have any fear of prison?
I'm not going to prison. I'd rather bang it out with the police. I'm going to be reborn, so.
How old were you when you saw your first dead body?
14.
And your home life at this time was all right?
Yeah. You weren't being abused? Nope.
There wasn't any man in the house beating the shit out of you?
Nope.
A lot of people look at the impact of drill rap on culture and they say that it's a cancer, that it's leading to so many murders and deaths and shootings and poverty and fucked up situations. Do you think drill rap is a negative impact on our society?
Hell yeah, bro. That shit play a big ass part because everybody want to fit in, bro.
If a mom gets killed, if a kid gets killed, an accountant gets killed, and a super street guy gets killed, the super street guy is less prioritized simply because he's not as innocent.
If this is the murder guy, he's a really bad guy, we really want to solve that because he's likely killed by another really bad guy. And the truth of the matter, however harsh this sounds, if you solve that murder and get the bad guy who killed him, now you've taken two bad guys off two bad guys have been taken off the street. We're going to get more cooperation if some mom who's walking home with her groceries gets caught in a crossfire. We just are, because even the neighborhoods that don't want to cooperate as much with us are going to be more cooperative because that's wrong on its own.
Of women like giving birth on a checkpoint because they wouldn't clear them to go to the hospital. I mean, it's just crazy.
What do you think the Israeli goal is in all of this?
Displacement, land theft. In the context of Palestine today, they want it all without the Palestinians. So they want the land without the people. They are extremely calculated and they know how to slowly push people out.
My name is Clyde. I'm a United States Marine Corps veteran, Christian, who visited Palestine to expose the truth of what's going on, and I'm here to expose the truth of Christian Zionism in America. As soon as you drive in, it is clear as day. Like I said, you can see the difference between the Palestinian village, and it would have barbed wire fences around it. They would cordon them off and literally block them in. So like a village would be its own little camp, its own like kind of concentration camp. And at times the Israeli military will go in and they'll lock those gates up so that the Palestinians literally can't leave their village. Once they get out of their little village, if the gates open, they leave. I used to think it was 700, but I just confirmed it's over 900 checkpoints within the West Bank. And the West Bank is a tiny plot of land. The whole of the Holy Land is like the size of New Jersey. The West Bank is a tiny little chunk of that. Research can only paint so much of a picture. When you go there, it's completely different. You see it firsthand, you feel it firsthand, and how it actually literally is an open air prison.
Folks, to understand the modern settler movement, let me take you back to 1968. Meet Rabbi Moshe Levinger. For him, evicting hundreds of thousands of Palestinians to build the land of Israel was not enough. He wanted more land. So he organized a militant following that had one clear mission: cross over the border and take the West Bank. So he brought his radical crew to the city of Hebron and went to an Arab innkeeper and said they would be spending one night to celebrate a peaceful Passover tradition. But in typical Israeli fashion, he lied. In fact, his crew woke up the next morning and declared that this inn was theirs and that the hotel owner needed to leave. And at this point, they were surrounded by the Palestinians that actually lived there, and Rabbi Levinger put the Israeli government in a pickle. They could decide to drag Levinger's crew out by force, or they could send in the military to protect them. And afraid of the terrible optics of evicting illegal squatters, the Israeli government sent in the military. And folks, this is the same playbook that you see in use today. Israeli settlers.
Terrorism. They said it, not me. And folks, despite this, the Israeli military continues to help them with their crimes.
I know that the settlers have little militia groups. So it's a joint effort from the Israeli military, the Israeli police, and the settlers. So when settlers go in and they harass the Palestinians, the military is not going to come in and intervene and stop the settlers from killing or damaging property. They're going to enable it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you saw that video of that settler who beat the woman over with a stick.
You got it. Oh, come on, don't hit her! Hey! Oh my God. Hey! Hey! Hey!
She was just harvesting olives, bro.
During the olive harvest, for many Palestinian families, is like one of their main sources of income throughout the entire year. And so the first thing that Israeli settlers will do is they'll attack those crops. They'll burn those trees down. They'll attack livestock. They will drive their ATVs in grazing areas and run over livestock. They'll force a family away from while they're harvesting their olives, and then steal the bags that are already been filled. I mean, it doesn't stop with them. Anything you can imagine they do, they do.
Is it encoded into the psychology of an Israeli to hate the Palestinians?
Yeah, it's ingrained in their society from birth.
ממוקמת שמאל או ימין?
אמצע.
ניצחון בינינו.
חוק אותם?
שתי מדינות לשני עמים.
פצצת אטום, כדי שנחיה.
אפשר לחיות עם ערביי ישראל?
ערבי טוב זה ערבי.
They're so brainwashed that they believe stealing Palestinian land is the right thing to do.
For those that think it's ridiculous to label Israel as an apartheid state, don't take it from me, take it from the words of a man that literally invented the system of apartheid in South Africa, their Prime Minister, Hendrik Verwoerd.
Our policy is one which is called by an Afrikaans word, apartheid.
When asked about Israel, he bluntly stated, Israel, like South Africa, is an apartheid state. And that's from the OG of apartheid. Folks, we're talking about miles of fences, segregated road systems, and military force being used to bulldoze and kick people off their own land. I mean, it even goes as far as people are getting the shit kicked out of them for praying or for trying to attend a funeral of one of their friends or family members that was killed by the Israelis. This is simply how life is in the West Bank.
My name is Ido Amiaz, aka The Saluki. My mission is to continue the work that I'm doing, my journalism in the occupied West Bank, and to demonstrate life under occupation. I've sacrificed quite a bit. In fact, I was taken by Israel and I was held in a mental institution for 17 days. They made a claim that because I'm going around the West Bank, this was the very beginning of the genocide after October 7th, that I'm out of my mind and that I'm a risk to myself. If you're a risk to yourself or a risk to others, then you may be hospitalized, according to Israel. So I was held in a mental hospital, and the only way I got out of there is by dropping about $10,000 on lawyers.
Folks, we are told by our government and mainstream media that one of the reasons we have to support this behavior is because Israel is the only remaining bastion of democracy in the Middle East.
The UN was obsessively hostile towards Israel, the one true democracy in the Middle East.
But let me ask you this. Do you think it's democratic to have the reputation of killing more journalists in this conflict than ever before in history? And ask the Israeli citizens, are you not being censored from publishing videos of missile strikes in your own city? And finally, let's talk about the press, both foreign and Israeli. It is well known that they have to submit their stories to the IDF censor department to get approved, and that this department has the power to kill any story that they don't want coming out. This is the democracy that we're fighting for?
One of the worst things I've heard or seen, a dear friend of mine, Auda Haslin, he was shot by an Israeli settler. What was his crime? The Israeli settlers brought equipment to tear down houses and olive trees within his village, and him and some of the Palestinians, I'm not sure if even he did, threw rocks at them in retaliation, and he caught a bullet. Guess what happened to the Israeli settler? nothing. He was 3 days in house arrest and now he's walking free. Yinon Levi, his name is. This sense of entitlement and superiority is prevalent in the average Israeli. Obviously, if you go somewhere like Tel Aviv or Haifa where people are more chill, then they wouldn't have a problem with Palestinians and they might believe in a two-state solution. But at the end of the day, the majority of Israel is not Tel Aviv and Haifa where people are more open-minded and left-leaning. The majority of Israel are cities like Ashdod, like Nahariya, where I was born, where people do think that they're simply better than other people.
What are some examples of the things that Israeli settlers are doing to people right now?
We could start with, burning the land, burning crops, burning homes, throwing rocks at vehicles, sometimes fire bombs, sometimes shooting at these vehicles. You might have a Palestinian ambulance and they'll literally pull up in front of the ambulance and slow down. These are just basic Israeli settler civilians hoping that the person injured or whatnot would essentially die off. It's a loathing and a hatred that I don't think I've seen really in any other version of, like any other conflict. There's a sense of entitlement to these settlers. They really seriously believe that the land that we are under, that we've been around, that we've been on, that we've lived in, that our heritage is built around, is theirs by God.
They were given basically M16s to anyone that wanted to go get.
Where do those M16s come from?
USA.
Yep, you heard that right. We are sending American guns to Israel and they are getting handed out by guys like Ben-Gvir to Israeli settlers that then in turn use them to attack Palestinians, some of which are Palestinian Americans. And it got so bad that in 2023, the Biden administration halted the sale of rifles to Israel because of all these settler attacks. Ah yes, our greatest ally is using our own guns to attack Americans and innocent Palestinians. How wonderful. For those not familiar, Ben-Gvir is a far-right Israeli politician known for his bloodlust in eradicating Palestinians. He's the type of guy that enjoys wearing noose pendants on his shirt for fun. And here he is celebrating the recent law that legalized the death penalty for Palestinians. And this has widely been criticized as a racist apartheid law. As long as Ben-Gvir remains alive, he will be a guy that advocates for the ethnic cleansing of Palestinians entirely.
So the American taxpayer money is going to Palestine, to Israel, using it to kill Americans. Remember, our village is 80% American.
So me and you are both two American entrepreneurs who've paid a lot in taxes. What does it make you think when your hard-earned tax money is going to the death of your sons?
It kills you knowing that your own money funded people that directly had something to do with the murder of your own son.
Dude, oh man, I could, you want to talk about the foreign aid or you want to talk about the shadow money that gets funneled through shadow nonprofits? Which is multitudes of more money. Man, so like I could just talk about the Central Fund of Israel as an example. I think 98% of all funding that went towards a settlement expansion project went through this specific 501c3. They are 501c3. You can get a tax rebate for this. Like the US is really just a big fat cow for them to just suck dry. Use and abuse. Israel would not be able to do what it does. It would not be able to have the control that it has and function as a state without the free money that we're giving them every year.
Talk about the 1960s. The Israeli settlers, they moved in, they took over land, they took over people's homes, and still to this day, you have on camera Israeli settlers marching into Palestinian homes, sitting down, going into the fridge and saying, "This is my house now."
What you don't know is that that's what Arabs do to them all the time.
Do you have video clips of that?
I can get you video clips of that, of course. I don't document it, but I know people who do.
I mean, unlawfully, we had Rabbi Levinger cross into Hebron and then go into an inn, tell the innkeeper he's a Swiss tourist, and then all of a sudden wake up and say he's not leaving. And that was the beginning of the settlements. How is that not clear theft?
In Hebron?
Mm-hmm.
So that's like literally the worst example you're giving, by the way, because Hebron is one of the smallest Jewish communities.
There's no incident ever in the history of Palestine where a Palestinian is just attacking an Israeli anywhere in the West Bank. Like, because to your point earlier, they shouldn't be there in the first place.
Tell me how the Israeli settlers violate international law.
The fact that they're there in the first place is a violation of international law.
There's no pressure by the international community to hold Israel accountable for anything. Israel has us by the throat, and we can't and we won't hold them accountable. And if anybody else, if any of the other Arab nations try to do anything to Israel, we'll sanction them, we'll remove their funding, we might attack them.
By international law, is it legal for these settlers to be in the West Bank?
100% yes. With the caveat that it is disputed.
Because in 1967, Israeli Prime Minister actually was against the settlements because he said it directly violates the Geneva Convention and international law.
In order to answer that question, you actually have to go to what is actual international law that is binding.
The Israelis control all of their resources there, the water, the electricity. For 1 day per week, they get running water. The other 6 days of the week, they have to live off of water tanks. You would see empty water tanks on the side of the building, but they had bullet holes in them. They would drive by and shoot up the water tanks so that they don't have water the rest of the week.
Here, even the water is controlled. Israel's national water company, Mekorot, holds a complete monopoly over the West Bank's water supply. Because Palestinians are forbidden from drilling deep wells and require Israeli permits to dig on their own land, they have to buy their water back directly from Mekorot or rely on bringing in expensive water trucks. Now, Palestinians are only given water every 7 to 10 days, so their roofs are covered in black tanks to hold water in case the supply is cut off completely. But if you look nearby at the illegal Israeli settlements, they are plugged into the same Mekorot grid, and they are given 24/7 access to that water to do anything from fill swimming pools to water their lawns in the desert. Folks, make no mistake, this water monopoly is just another weapon in this apartheid system.
But are you familiar with the water company Mekorot?
Mekorot, yeah.
Palestinians' own water supply, it appears that the Israeli settlers receive 82% of the Palestinian water, and that furthermore in the summer, the Palestinians are they have a certain well distance they're prevented of digging from where the settlers are not restricted in that same manner, and that the Palestinians in their own land are restricted to water where the settlers are not.
I'm trying to take this seriously because this is literally the biggest sham that I've seen that goes out to people around the world. The nation of Israel, right? The country of Israel, it pipe and pump water into the Palestinian PA-controlled area in the West Bank and in Gaza with zero compensation from the Palestinians that use that water. Every year comes to the Israeli Knesset and they dispute the money or the debt that has been incurred because of the usage of all the water and the electricity. So both the electric company, which is only one electric company in Israel, we provide free water, free electricity to the PA, and every year these companies bring the debt to the Knesset and say, this is the outstanding debt from years past, and the government basically says, tough crap, and you know what they do to compensate? They charge me more on my electricity and on my water.
Sometimes I just wonder, like, what would a true red-blooded conservative American that really does believe in the same values that we believe, right? Like, you know, liberty, justice, freedom, defending yourself, right? Self-defense, dignity, honor, dignity. just basic things. It makes me wonder, like, what would they do if they were under the same circumstances, you know? Like, it's wild.
I'll tell you what they'll do. We did a lot for a lot less.
For tea.
We
burned
literally,
down the country for tea.
you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the difference, right?
Is resisting anti-Semitic?
Personally, I don't think so.
Why are these older Christians so captured and invested in Israel?
We need to talk about John Darby and his creation of the theological ideology of dispensationalism, which is the idea that God has two different groups of chosen people. He has the Christians, the church, and then he has the Jews. And so that's where Christian Zionism comes from, is from Darby.
Let's break down the mechanics of how Christians are actually funding this brutality you are witnessing. You see, Israel developed a brilliant plan. They do not have to convince the entire American public to participate in the settler movement. They just have to influence how our pastors think. What they do is fly thousands of pastors out to all expenses paid trips to Israel. And when they get their message across, these pastors return to the United States, where they proceed to funnel hundreds of millions of dollars annually into the settler movement. And the reason pastors do this is they believe that Jewish settlement of these areas is necessary to bring about the second coming of Christ. So essentially, to fulfill this prophecy, they are willing to enable the persecution and suffering of thousands along the way. It's actually insane to read about Jesus in the Bible helping the sick and the broken, and then to look up and see these American churches funding a movement that does not seem to respect Christians or even obey the
10 Commandments. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's property. I thought we had shared Judeo-Christian values. The cognitive dissonance is hard to understand.
So with that in mind, Christian Zionists think they have this fear through cognitive dissonance that if they oppose Israel for whatever reason, whether they're committing genocide blatantly in the open or not, they're turning their back on God. And that is deathly fearful to their mind, thinking to themselves, if I curse Israel, if I go against Israel, even if they commit a genocide, I'm gonna go to hell maybe. They're just willful idiots to them. They don't care about Christianity. They don't care about Jesus. They hate Jesus. They don't care about America.
Guys, it is fascinating to watch Christian Zionists supporting Israel. After all, it is not going so well for Christians over in that part of the world. For starters, it appears it is culturally normal for Jewish adults and children to spit on Christians. And even Officer Tatum, a known Israeli mouthpiece, told Benjamin Netanyahu to his face that he got spit on when he visited the Holy Land.
We had only one incident where a small child spit on one of the pastors.
And let's be real, Israeli spitting is the least of Christian concerns over there. The IDF routinely prevents Christians from worshiping, and Israel literally bombed the last remaining Catholic church in Gaza.
Tonight, a look at the damage to Gaza's only Catholic church after it was struck by Israeli artillery,
which resulted in the Pope calling the act outright barbarity. Folks, if you are pissing the Pope off, you have to be f***ing up big time. And the craziest thing to me about this is that American Christian Zionists are actively funding this. Their churches donate tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars a year straight to Israel. And it makes me wonder, are these people aware that they are raising money for people that appear not to even like them? Blows my mind.
And to your knowledge, what do Jews believe about Jesus?
From what I've heard, he's desecrating in human shit.
Yeah, no, they see him as a false messiah, like terrible narratives about Jesus and about his mother, about Mary. They call her a whore, a harlot. You know, they call Jesus that he's like I said, a bastard, that he's you know, burning in human excrement. They hate Christians more than they hate Muslims. It is very true that if a Christian were to walk down some areas in Jerusalem or others, that they would be spit on.
Like you see, imagine a mother, a father, and children.
They tell them, hey,
by
spit,
church.
there's a Christian.
Not even talking, they just do it together. They just all do it. It's like a common practice.
My name is Stephen Kapos, and I am a child survivor of the Holocaust in Hungary, Budapest. I was in hiding on false papers, etc., which happened after October 44. Soon after, our location was caught up in the fighting between Germany and the invading Soviet troops. So we had double jeopardy. I think that's an important background to understanding Gaza, because I can relate to their experience both of the destruction and the fighting, as well as the insecurities of hiding.
Yes. Are you Jewish?
I am indeed, yes.
Would you consider yourself to be anti-Semitic?
Of course not.
And I don't either, but this is how you're going to be labeled and I'm going to be labeled just for speaking out about Israel. Have you gotten attacks like that before?
Yes, I have.
How ridiculous do you find them?
Well, totally ridiculous. But my family lost 15 people to the death camps.
In your assessment, do Israelis view Palestinians in the same way that Germans viewed the Jews?
Yes, I'm afraid, to some extent, unfortunately.
Before we cover the details of your son's murder, can you say who your son was, what he was up to in Florida before he got killed?
My son actually was running the ice cream shop with me, 20-year-old. He graduated high school like 2.5 years ago. I'm kind of an entrepreneur also, like I've run clothing stores, I've done many kind of businesses and stuff like that. I guess he wanted to follow in my footsteps. We found this ice cream shop, so we kind of opened it, and he was running it the whole time. I lived back and forth between the West Bank and the States, and he was living here in Tampa, Florida, like permanently.
Can you describe what happened when your son got killed?
Basically, this summer, his son wanted to go and visit his mother, his brother and sister, and me. We were all in the West Bank. I said, it's fine, then you go ahead and go. This was back in June. So I told him, since you want to stay here for a little bit longer, I'm basically gonna have to go to the States and take your place. So I left on July 11th, seeing all these missed calls, and then I seen, you know, the group messaging going like bonkers. And I opened it up, and it's showing that the son of Kamil, is basically missing or injured. I called up my son, my younger son, and he told me that Saif, your son, is unconscious right now, and something happened in the mountains. So I kept going back and forth, and I was like, someone tell me what's going on. No reply whatsoever. So I knew there's something more going on. Then I called my son Saif's phone, but the person that answered was not him. It was one of his friends, and he told me, he's okay, he's okay. At that moment, my son was unconscious. I was like, oh. It just gets me every time, man. It's just... What happened was that Israeli settlers ambushed these young people that were going there to the lands. They were beaten, brutally beaten. So what had happened is Saif was beaten, and he started running, and all the friends kind of dispersed. And on his way down, he basically found this tree. When he reached under this tree, he kind of lost it. His eyes were open, but there was no response from them. He stayed in that state for hours because the ambulance was prevented from the Israeli soldiers to come in. When they finally reached them, because you know the terrain is kind of rough in that area, the ambulance got as close as they can. They put him on the stretcher. My younger son seen this, and he told me, you know, Dad, basically 5 minutes before he got into the ambulance is when he took his last breath. The delay of the Israeli, army delaying to get to him, the paramedics or any medical assistance, you know, it had a big impact in the killing of my son. When they were on their way to the hospital, until finally after about 30 minutes later, he called me up. And, you know, he told me, he said, Dad, you know, I don't know how to tell you, but your son was killed. And, you know, Saifullah is gone. And I was like, oh.
Controlled by IDF, and they're still being overran by Israeli settlers that are armed with American guns.
That's completely incorrect. So Israelis do not enter Area A, because if you enter Area A, it's punishable by Israeli law very heavily. Number one.
Well, I just want to get that quote.
Does it
Israeli settlers are not entering Area A. That's what you're saying.
They are not. They should not be. It is punishable by Israeli law. That's a big legal problem. You're not allowed to do that.
These lands are our lands. It's under Area A, not under Area B, not under Area C, which is Israeli authority. Now, these are land under Palestinian Authority. These are lands that were passed down to us. And these Israeli settlers are going there since April.
What I can tell you is, you're talking about settler violence, right? And the statement that you just made about them being a cancer, I completely disagree with that, and here's why. Because, again, that's a political opinion from the left, and they're entitled to it, and that's fine. I mean,
no, your former prime minister said that. Your former prime minister said that. Israel's a democratic country, and we're allowed to have those conflicting ideas. That's fine. That's part of the democracy. I completely disagree with that as a security professional, as somebody who's been in Judea, Samaria. A lot of our politicians, ironically, have not. That's another sleight of hand, by the way.
Other areas.
Referring it to as Judea, Samaria as a sleight of hand that Israelis are using to not be in the same ballpark about what we're talking about. No one else refers to it as Judea, Samaria except for the Israelis.
That's incorrect. I just sat down with the ambassador of the United States, Mike Huckabee, the other day.
The biggest Zionist in the fucking room.
Judea and Samaria. There's no such thing as a settlement. They're communities, they're neighborhoods, they're cities. There's no such thing as an occupation.
Can I finish my statement?
Yes.
Because that's kind of important. I don't know, have you sat with the ambassador of the United States ever?
Go ahead.
So being an honored guest at the U.S. Embassy here in Jerusalem, in our meeting, we actually asked him about this very term and his staffers, and they confirmed that yes, that is a term that some of the staffers use, and others use West Bank for clarity, because people they get confused because they don't understand these terminologies.
So I'm here at the site. because I can't get close to the area that my son was killed because I fear for my life. These Israeli settlers are armed and dangerous, and behind me is the area that my son was killed. For 3 hours, having a hard time breathing with no help.
Let's break down some of these details. Number one, can you just describe how many Israeli settlers there were, how old you think they were, and did they hit him? Did they have sticks? Did they have, describe who this group was and what they did to your son.
They have this group called like the Hilltop Gang or Hilltop Clan, and they're basically going around all these areas in the West Bank and trying to claim or put outposts saying that this is their land, They had clubs that day. There was one of his friends, he just had some major ACL reconstruction. He had his whole knee busted from in, out, everywhere. He's barely walking now. There was another guy, he had his head busted with all this, I think he had 12 or 13 stitches on his head.
And what role did the IDF play in your son's death?
The IDF played a big role. Them preventing the ambulance to get to him earlier is a big cause, in leading to his murder.
So if the IDF soldiers had simply let an ambulance treat a wounded person that was attacked, good chances are today he'd be alive.
Yes, 100%.
So this would be like if an innocent man was attacked by a mob and the very police that are supposed to protect him kept the ambulance from coming.
Blocked them completely, yes.
Are IDF soldiers supposed to protect the Palestinians?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Why in this case would the
we're not supposed to. We're mainly supposed to protect Israelis.
Right. That's what happens. Yeah.
In carrying out that mission, we are also not allowed to harm others. So in other words, to avoid casualties from anybody, which would include Palestinians.
Would you consider it to be harm to block a ambulance from treating someone for over 3 hours that just got attacked by a mob of settlers?
Yeah, of course, if that's true. Yeah. How come you don't mention the killing of Benjamin Ahmair, a 14-year-old? He was killed in April 12th, 2024 during the war that we've been in. Why don't we mention, I don't know, and you said rocks isn't a big deal. If you recall in our conversation, we kind of discussed a little bit some of the talking points you wanted to cover. Well, just rocks killed Yehuda Shoam in 2001. It killed Yonatan Palmer and his son in 2011. Okay, these were people that just were commuting on the roads. It wasn't settler violence. It wasn't anything that you hear. Oh, and by the way, according to the United Nations reports that you're reading and that you're quoting to me about all the settler violence, this goes under the settler violence.
Why are you doing this for settler violence?
Because he was driving on the road. How is that settler violence? We cry for the one guy. We never talk about the other. There's two people here. In fact, there's many peoples here.
A few things. One, any innocent Israeli that gets killed that is a shame, and we are in agreement. However, the reason one side is more accentuated is because it's a sheer volume problem. When you have, you said 2001, 2011, 2024, there's a lot of gaps. I'm talking about almost on a daily basis. Hold on, you spoke for like 6 minutes straight. I'm gonna talk just a little bit, okay? It's the sheer volume of these things happening. Israel ambassador Mike Huckabee tweeted at Israel, and he's a guy that's as Zionist as you can get.
Yeah.
He even tweeted at Israel that it was a murder and that there needed to be accountability for your son's death.
Yeah, it was an act of terror, he called it. It's been 6 months. There haven't been any leads to the investigation. U.S. Department of State they did no investigation. The FBI didn't do an investigation, even though it's a U.S. citizen. On top of everything, me, my wife, my whole family have a security ban on us by the Israeli authorities. I can't even go through Tel Aviv airport anymore. I can't go to Ben Gurion airport anymore. I can't enter Jerusalem anymore.
Yes, you heard that correctly. Israeli settlers murdered his son, and the Israeli government responded by giving Kamo's family collective punishment. They can no longer fly into Tel Aviv, but rather have to take an extremely long route through another country to get to their land in the West Bank. Furthermore, shortly after his son's murder, he was threatened by the Israeli army that if he did not voluntarily come in for a DNA swab, that they would arrest him and kidnap him
him in a raid. So illegal squatters killed his son, the Israeli army blocked the ambulance from rescuing him, and yet they still continue to terrorize his family to this day. And this, folks, is textbook Israeli behavior. Where's the accountability, let's say, for the murder of Saif Musalla?
I wasn't there. I know there's a lot of controversy on that particular incident. To my knowledge, he was up to no good. I actually get the actual report of what happened that the media did not tell, and you read the report and you're like, holy crap, it's completely different than what the media portrayed. Because the media wants a story. If it doesn't bleed, it doesn't lead. One of them being that you said that settler violence is overwhelmingly worse against the Palestinians. Yes, because the United Nations are the ones that they collect the information, they pump it to the media, and what they do is they fudge the numbers. They sometimes triple the number of cases where there's settler violence and or altercations with the Israeli security forces. You're looking at it from the way that you're looking at it, but I know the people that are living through it.
Do you agree with Mike Huckabee's assessment that it was a murder of Saif Musalla?
I don't agree with him because, with his statement, if you like, because it's an unprofessional statement if that's what he said.
As if your nightmare couldn't get any worse from your son getting killed, a few months ago, your nephew was brought into Israeli prison on the pretext of throwing a rock.
Yeah, they come to the door, banging on the door. My brother-in-law opened the door before they busted it because they don't give no chances. You know, they're just, you know, when they come in, he's thinking like, what the hell did I do? He's not thinking that they're coming for his 15-year-old son. They take him for allegedly throwing these rocks, take him to an Israeli military police, blindfold him, put him in handcuffs, and then that was the last time that the mother, father, brothers, sisters, anybody had any physical contact or seen him directly until the day that he was released on November 27th, I think it was.
Tell me like the bullet points of what happened to him in that 9.5 months in prison.
He got scabies. He lost 25 pounds.
He had me! Sit down and shut the up! It's on video, retard. You're gonna lose your freedom because you get to go to jail today, mother.
I think his ego gets in the way of his own self, frankly.
Mr. Furman has made it known that his goal is to tow 1,000 cars a year.
Hey, we're looking to talk to the chief or someone. We're in an active investigation right now.
Okay, give me a second, okay?
Thank you. Excuse me, sir, could you come over here for a second? Protect and serve. That's the job of police officers that patrol our communities. And for the cops that do it right, this is a tough occupation that requires a lot of balls. But recently, through my TikTok algorithm, it's been brought to my attention that a Michigan police officer seems to be doing the exact opposite of protect and serve. This man's name is Matthew Furman, and some of Furman's arrest footage is so graphic that I'm concerned YouTube may not even let me show it to you. Currently, he is on paid leave for the back-to-back brutalizing of 2 citizens of Melvindale, a small town outside of Detroit with 12,000 people. This is a man that has a history of turning minor traffic stops into major beatdowns. He's been fired before, brought back, and even charged with assault, but for some reason he is still a police officer. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. We get the inside scoop from police officers who spent years working with him, and what we'll be revealing to you is a litany of corruption charges, disturbing violence, and a scheme he has that entails towing an obscene amount of cars, buying those cars from the police auction, and then flipping them to make money, allegedly. So join us as we seek to bring justice and awareness to the city of Melvindale by exposing the practices of this police officer, who some say is only on the job because of the amount of revenue that he brings to the city. We'll investigate that and much more. Folks, I just wanted to talk to you before we get started on this video. In the past few weeks, we've gone after some really heavy-hitting people. We've gone after Kenneth Copeland, Scientology. We're doing multiple police and prison investigations. And what I'm doing is I'm recruiting you as part of the army to help build this independent media channel. I'm opening up a Patreon tier called Big Dog Soldier. For just $7 a month, you can help support this independent media group. The link is in my description. Please consider joining. And now, guys, to the video. Let's take you up to speed on just a few incidents from Officer Furman's violent history on the job. In 2019, Furman was charged with assault and battery when he threw a man down a flight of stairs and claimed he fell. He got out of the assault charges by pleading guilty to a lesser crime. He once split a handcuffed man's head open on a police cruiser and claimed the guy did it to himself. But he did agree after the incident to attend anger management classes. You'll soon see the story of Jakar Williams, a man that Furman pulled over for a minor traffic violation and proceeded to tase over a dozen times, even with a partner on the scene that had it under control.
He
Before he initiated the first tase, it looks like that other officer already had him under control.
To get a fair read on Furman's actions, I wanted to get a police officer's opinion. So I visited Chief Rivera of the East Chicago Police Department to get his take on this situation.
You shouldn't be tasing nobody 10 times. At that point, you should be going hands-on. You let your emotion take over, your anger. You take things personal. When that person doesn't even know you, it's the uniform that they're really arguing with. The officer's taking something personal. When it's really, it's not.
And if it wasn't enough to tase Drakkar in front of 2 small children, Furman also had to pull his girlfriend out of the car, telling her to
sit down and shut the up.
The passenger really had nothing to do with that traffic stop. You know, of course she's visibly upset because what she sees happening to her baby daddy or husband, boyfriend, wherever he is to her. But how she was treated? No, absolutely not. You want to detain her? Yeah, you can do that nicely. Pull her out, detain her, but now you got kids there and they're witnessing all this, and how do you justify that? Just because she's recording you?
Matthew Furman is not a good police officer.
This is David Robinson. He served as a Detroit police officer for a few years before becoming an attorney. And he is the one representing Drakkar Williams and Alicia Cook in a civil lawsuit against Matthew Furman and the police department.
I think his ego gets in the way of his own self, frankly.
What's your impression of Officer Matthew Furman?
I mean, this guy, Mr. Furman, he's stomping on people's legs as 5 or 6 other cops have them apprehended. It doesn't make any sense. He doesn't seem like he's trying to enforce law and order. It seems like he's enforcing his personal ego and causing chaos.
He seems like a guy that actually goes into a situation and escalates it massively.
Yes. I am really curious to see what the people and the residents of this area think about him, because it probably can't be good. And if they don't know about him, I mean, we should raise awareness and let people know what he's doing out here.
We appreciate good cops. Bad cops, though?
Yeah.
If the law of justice isn't gonna take you, YouTube will. Are you familiar with the story of Officer Matthew Furman?
I am.
What have you heard?
He uses excessive force. He's pretty brutal.
As officers tried to subdue the man, a Dearborn officer's body cam caught Furman repeatedly stomping on the man's leg. As multiple officers look on.
Notice how the other officers here are completely calm, like they know that the situation is already under control. And it's clear they knew Furman crossed the line, as one cop even warns him that the cameras are watching.
Cameras all around, guys.
But what's disturbing is no one steps in to stop the beatdown. And this highlights a bigger problem, which is some cops would rather cover for their buddy than protect the citizen they swore to serve.
Stomping on his legs. There's 5 cops already on him. Look at him stomping on his legs.
Bro, what? And then the other officer ain't doing nothing.
They say
Cameras all around. Oh.
They weren't mad that he was doing it. They were mad he was doing it on camera.
That's my first time seeing it. Plenty of officers there to control that person. He was already on the ground. People can't control one person on the ground and you have to stomp him like that. No, this says more about your training than anything.
We just noticed a Melvindale police officer. How do we approach a police officer?
Probably on foot. Slowly.
We're gonna make ourselves very visible. I'm gonna wave and then hopefully he comes out. It might be tough for you to answer some of these questions, but are you familiar with Matthew Furman?
I just started working here not too long ago, so not really.
You can't say too much?
No.
I've heard rumors that other officers don't want to go on calls with him because they're afraid it's going to escalate.
This has been true for many years.
You do a very tough job, very difficult. You have to be brave to do what you do. Is it hard, if you're seeing a senior officer out of line, is it hard as a younger rookie cop to be like, hey, you can't really do that?
I'm a grown man, so if I see another grown man doing something wrong, I will tell him.
That's f***ed up.
Somebody need to get him gone.
He should be fired, prosecuted, and jailed, probably.
I wish I could say that it shocked me. I wish that I could say that wasn't what I've come to expect. That's what I've come to expect.
I wouldn't feel safe around that.
Yeah, he needs some type of criminal activity done to him. That's not okay.
He said that he was doing that for pain compliance. Is that a typical police protocol?
Not at all. If you were doing the same thing as Furman did to that man on the ground, those police officers reacted, stopped you and arrested. Furman had been on a traffic assignment. He pulls over Mr. Williams, immediately becomes aggressive, hollering, raising his voice. and then ultimately tasing him, all right, in drive-stun mode, all unjustified. Again, it's excessive, and it wasn't necessary.
He was already in the other officer's hand. There was no need to taser him.
Tasers are intended to...
You're gonna be tasered! Head out!
Furman says he used the taser because he was in fear of his life.
You made me afraid for my safety. I was terrified from you. You terrified me. You scared me. You scared me.
From a woman sitting down in a car with her kids in the back. Either this guy is such a big pussy that he truly was afraid for his life, or he used that as a way to use his power on this woman. Now, did she handle the situation the best? No, but an officer's job is to de-escalate and keep people safe. And when you hear the screams of terror of her kids watching their mom get brutalized by a cop, to me, it's just a disturbing and unbelievable scene to have to witness. Guys, I want to draw your attention to the movement you see in the back seat here. This is a child in a terrified frenzy as they watch their mom get tased during what should be a minor traffic stop. And for the parents out there, I want you to imagine your own kid having to witness something like this. From what you can see, does this guy have the temperament to be a police officer?
No, he shouldn't. Any agency that hires a person with that type of temper, you're setting yourself up for liability problems.
All right, folks, I'm here at a key landmark in this Matthew Furman story. We're here at Schaefer Road. Furman would park his police car and look for people that he could tow. And this brings us to another one of the major allegations against Officer Furman, that he uses towing and impounding as a weapon against Melvindale citizens in an effort to increase the revenue for the city of Melvindale. Just take it from a former colleague of his who has come out as a whistleblower. What is the inside scoop on the towing in Melvindale?
Mr. Furman has made it known that his goal is to tow 1,000 cars a year.
What is a typical officer doing a year?
30 to 50 cars.
And he towed more cars than any police officer in Melvindale by far. So even the former police chief of Melvindale, Chad Hayes, said that Furman was an instrument of revenue collection for the city. And the reason guys like him are still employed is because the $1 million deficit in Melvindale, they try and get guys like Furman to make up by, you drive by, I'm gonna pull you over, I'm gonna look for a reason to tow your car, and that's that. What I want my police force in my city to do, I want you looking for the killers, I want you looking for the rapists, I want you looking for the people that do things to children, I want you looking for serious shit. You're not on my tax dollar giving people tickets and towing their car for nonsense. These are people that need to go to work, they need to do deliveries, they need to make their life go around, and a car is a key thing. And for so many people struggling in today's economy, a $300 or $400 tow fee to get their car back, the time that they have to take off work, do they get fired? Does their boss get pissed? How do they find the extra $400? Maybe it was just the first of the month, they just paid rent. It's a huge economic stressor in a time when people are already stressed. Just down the road here is actually the tow truck company that Furman is in cahoots with. We're gonna pay them a visit. I get it. You wanna have a certain standard of where you live that's not infested with crime. On the other hand, the danger side of it is, like the lawyers that we talked to earlier were saying, there can be racial profiling, or there can be over-aggression. A lot of us have had these experiences where we are guilty from the beginning. I remember having an experience as a little kid. I was probably 16, I was walking my friend home from her work, and the police officer pulled over on the wrong side of the road, shining flashlights in our face, like, there's robbery suspects that match your profile. I wasn't robbing anything. It left me with a very nasty feeling of, what the hell was that? You're supposed to protect me and serve the community, but you're treating me like I'm a criminal without knowing anything. That's what people really detest about cops like Furman. They have this authority complex where, I'm the goddamn police, you listen to me, retard.
It's on video, retard.
And that's unacceptable. You want a cop that's gonna show up to the scene and be calm, be in charge, and de-escalate. So we're gonna talk to the people in this town and see what they think about Officer Furman. It seemed like there's multiple instances where he really loses his temper. He doesn't really keep his emotions in check on the job. Can you speak to that?
Well, you see it over and over again. Matthew Furman has been the subject of many lawsuits.
Do you know roughly how many lawsuits he's been involved in over his career?
3.
And for a police officer, is that typical, or does he definitely represent a higher amount?
He definitely represents a higher amount.
It's impossible to bring up Matthew Fuhrman without mentioning his towing. According to this Detroit Free Press article, Fuhrman was responsible for 80% of the tows done in Melvindale in 2015, towing up to 8 cars a day and making the city close to $500,000.
We're here at the scene of Gotch & Sons, which the former police chief says is one of the key players in the Matthew Fuhrman towing operation. Have you heard of Melvindale police officer Matthew Fuhrman? He tows a lot of people in the city right here, and then he goes boating with the owner of this on the weekends, and people are like, come on, why is that happening in my car all the time?
Allegedly.
Have you heard anything like that?
No.
When you are paying tax dollars, and that's going to police that are being overly abusive to people and charging with as many tickets as they can, what do you think about that as a citizen?
I think that's wrong.
You heard that right. Fuhrman socializes regularly with Mike Gotch, the owner of this towing company, going to his Christmas party, going boating, going to baseball games, and even going to dinner at his house, leaving some to wonder how ethical this relationship truly is.
There's a Melvindale police officer named Matthew Fuhrman. Have you heard of him?
I have on TikTok. I just heard about what he did and like what happened with him.
Did you see any of his behavior, or like the tasing, the stomping, or what he said to people?
I saw the tasing, but I didn't see the stomping or the...
Police officer tases someone 12 times. Do you think that's excessive?
That's actually very excessive. It sucks. So 12 times, like, that's just crazy.
How much is the toll fee here, do you know?
$5.75 cash.
$5.75 cash?
6% fee if you use card. They be cracking here. Don't come to Detroit.
Would you know that the citizens of Melvindale were paying half what they pay now when the previous vendor was towing cars?
They upped the rates on them?
Oh, significantly. And they gave the city a portion of that commission. Is that a conflict of interest, do you think?
That seems like there might be a little bit of a conflict of interest. And who loses out the most in that situation?
The citizen.
The taxpayers.
The taxpayers. Would you be surprised if you heard Mr. Mike Gotch, the founder of this company, was taking Fuhrman and other officers out to Detroit Tiger games on his boat, kind of courting them before they even got a contract?
Allegedly.
It's not funny because it's so messed up, but they're going on boating trips.
The average cop, guess how many cars do you think they tow a year in Melvindale?
A year? I would think like 40, 50?
Closer to 30.
30, okay, even less.
To go and try and do over 30 times that, and state that openly in the department with Mr. Matthew Fuhrman, that is outrageous.
I mean, does he think he's being a public servant by towing more cars and taking more money out of people's pockets?
Well, when you put yourself in a circumstance where you want to meet a quota, you go out looking for ways to meet that quota. And so people on the margin, people on the bubble, people who may not deserve that type of treatment are going to get the bull's horns. Again, if you're looking for people who are jaywalking, we can find jaywalkers all day. If we want to find speeders, we can find speeders all day. When you have a financial incentive behind that, turns the criminal justice system on its head, which is we're supposed to be protecting and serving people, making the community safer. But when you're just looking for revenue from different sources, you're going to misallocate your resources in criminal justice.
Depending on the locale, it can take anywhere from 30 to 90 days for your car to go from the impound lot to the police auction. This is one form of civil forfeiture where the government, even without convicting you of a crime, can sell off your seized property. And it's tough to get exact numbers on the scale of this, but one major player in the police auction world, Apple Auctioneering, proudly claimed on their website that since 2010, they've facilitated the sale of over 70,000 vehicles, generating $380 million in revenue, all of which goes back to the police.
Fuhrman makes a lot of money for the city with the towing. What about for his ticketing?
With the tows comes tickets. You can't impound a vehicle without issuing some sort of citation because the impound has to come from some sort of traffic offense. With the traffic offense comes a ticket. With the ticket comes a fee, and the city gets part of that. He should lose his badge. He doesn't serve the citizens. He serves himself.
So we follow the breadcrumbs, and this is the lot where their cars get brought to, and guess what? If they can't pay it out of the other lot we just saw, they get stuck here to where the police auction happens right here.
Mr. Fuhrman would buy the cars that he had impounded himself. He often would impound cars that would have no insurance, and often the subjects couldn't afford the insurance. So then when they couldn't afford to pay the impound fees, the car would go to auction for the city. Fuhrman would then go bid on and purchase those cars and sell them for profit for himself. Goes further than that. It has since come out that he would break into the city impound lot and damage the vehicles by breaking a window or flattening a tire, pulling out the radio, so that way he could bid on them for a lower price and make more money.
Was also his girlfriend involved in this?
His girlfriend was the source of that information.
His ex-girlfriend?
Yes.
Wait, hold on. You're telling me I'm a single mother, I get my car towed, I'm struggling to get it back. They will actually sell my car in the meantime if I can't come up with the funds.
Correct.
How long?
And then the city gets that money, and the police officer that you paid with your tax money gets to do that to you, yeah.
Wait, how long do I have to get the car back out of the impound lot?
That is something that we would have to investigate. I would guess 90 days. We have inside information that Matthew Furman actually comes to these auctions, bids on cars that he personally has had towed, he buys them, and then he flips them for a profit.
Allegedly.
Does that seem like that would be not allowed within the job description to do?
That is like super piece of shit territory. Yeah, that should be 100% illegal.
So I'm gonna meet Brandon here at this Melvindale Police Department, and we're gonna keep pursuing our investigation. Hey, we're looking to talk to the chief or someone. We're in an active investigation right now.
Okay, give me a second, okay?
Thank you. Excuse me, sir, could you come over here for a second? We're just in the middle of an active investigation. Have you seen one of your associates is known for potential criminal activity? We want to know if you guys have seen him.
Yeah, we got a few questions for you, sir.
Okay, in the meantime, it's just important you guys kind of comply with some of these questions. Matthew Furman, have you guys seen him? You're not really answering our questions directly. Are you withholding or hiding any information?
Would you mind stepping out here, sir, please? Oh, right there, towed vehicles. And there's nothing that makes me feel safer in my community than if my car gets towed.
Because we don't want the people that go to work on time or take their kids to soccer practice. That is a threat to security.
We're looking for our deputy chief.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Just went to the lab just a few. You guys just missed me by.
Yeah, would you mind stepping out and speaking with us, sir?
We have an active investigation we'd like you to be compliant in.
Okay. What is this about?
A known associate of this department.
Are you here for Lieutenant Furman? Because if that's the case, I'll have to tell you that it is currently being investigated by an outside agency.
Yes, sir.
So it's kind of not in our hands.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be able to comment.
Absolutely. We have broader questions as well. Would you mind stepping out behind the glass, please?
I would rather not right now.
Well, we've actually submitted FOIA requests here and they've been blocked.
No, that's not something I look at. That's usually the chief, the deputy chief.
We've had a lot of trouble FOIA requesting this police department.
That's against the law.
Folks, it has been said that Matthew Furman has a mountain of citizen complaints and write-ups in his personnel file. The problem is we have encountered a blockage of our lawful FOIA request. You see, FOIA is the Freedom of Information Act, and it was passed in an effort to provide citizens with transparency in a timely fashion based on the idea that government transparency is essential for democracy. However, the city clerk of Melvindale doesn't seem to think so. They have a duty to provide the documents within 10 days of their request, and currently we are sitting at more than 30 days without receiving anything. In fact, they said that they can't provide us with documents because of an ongoing investigation, which leads me to this. Folks, it would be a shame for Melvindale if I happen to have a video linked in my description where my guy Keegan shows you in 2 minutes how to submit your own FOIA request. And perhaps once Melvindale sees an avalanche of requests, they might understand how serious we the people are taking the allegations against Officer Matthew Furman. We've had a lot of our FOIA requests blocked by the city of Melvindale, which isn't really legal. It's not legal at all. What do you think about that?
It's hard to say why they would do that. I don't know. The whole point of FOIA is to avoid that.
I have a question. If you were to pull someone over and tell them to put their hands on the hood of a vehicle, and then you were to tell them to put their hands behind their back, how long do they have before it's in your right to tase them between those commands?
That's all subjective, sir.
So it could be 1 second?
Like a straight up answer to that. That all depends on subject's behavior. Each situation is different.
You're not being very compliant with our questions.
I don't know if compliance is the right word here, because I am answering your question to the best of my abilities. And right now I am on duty. I have other things to attend to, so trying my best.
My impression is you seem like a good guy, fair guy. I don't know if you're cut from the same cloth as Furman. All the questions I probably want to ask you probably can't answer on camera, right?
Right now, at this moment, because it is being investigated, I am not able to. All right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Some people wonder if more could have been done on the front end to prevent people like Furman from ever becoming a police officer, and surprisingly, the answer is yes. You see, we uncovered documents that show Furman was arrested in 2004 for soliciting a prostitute, and we have inside information from the man that hired him that Furman did not disclose this in his background questionnaire, something that if he was honest about during the hiring process, he would have never been made a police officer in the first place. There's rumor that the ex-police chief, Chad Hayes, was forced out instead of firing Furman. Is that accurate, you think?
I know that that's accurate. When Mr. Furman screwed up numerous times, Chief Hayes was seeking Mr. Furman's termination from the department. Chief Hayes was going through the proper channels, the proper procedures through the department, and had suspended Furman to lead up to a hearing for his termination. In that time, the tows dropped drastically. The city used public funds to hire an outside investigator to investigate the department because of the lack of tows coming in. Multiple officers tried telling the city not to waste the city's, the taxpayers' money on that investigation. Everyone at the department could tell them in one sentence why the tows were down. Furman wasn't working. While Mr. Furman was suspended, the city council moved to fire Chief Hayes. At that point, it was clear to everyone that it was either Furman or Hayes that was going to go.
We just talked a little off camera to that lieutenant, I believe. He had the stripes.
Rahman, Lieutenant
Seemed like a
Rahman.
good guy.
Yeah.
And we said, we're sure you're a good guy, and we know that he can't answer a lot of what we're asking him. It's a tough situation because he probably doesn't like Furman either, honestly.
And I'm sure his position, it's not really like his job to fire the guy or get him in trouble. He probably can't do anything about it.
Right now, for us, he was a piñata that honestly probably didn't deserve the beating we were trying to give him.
Yeah.
Would you guess that if we had full access to Furman's body cam, that what we've seen on the news is just the tip of the iceberg?
Yes.
Does he regularly brutalize people?
To some extent, yes. He's verbally abusive often.
He currently has 2 pending lawsuits. He has been fired previously in 2019. He's been charged with assault while on the job. Do you think this will be enough to finally end his career?
It should end his career. The administration hasn't done what the administration should do to get rid of him. Bottom line.
If you follow what the police are saying, things should go okay. And I think most of the news stories we hear about are when people don't listen and they escalate, and then the police escalate and then it turns really bad. What if you are dealing with a police officer that cannot control his temper, and you're in it feels like a life or death situation? If you're getting tased 12 times, your flight or fight's gonna be triggered. If your legs are getting stomped to the point where you think your bones might break, that's a life or death situation.
Yeah.
And your only option is to further submit and hope it stops rather than get up and fight. That would be a terrifying position to be in.
Once your trust of the police is shattered, how can they even regain it at that point? You know what I mean?
Because it's like a person that's been broken up with a crazy girl. Like, it kind of, the future relationships are much harder to have because that one person ruined what you think is a normal relationship.
It traumatizes you.
A bad officer like Furman does a lot of damage to your reputation. There could be 9 really good cops out on the field, and if there's one guy like Furman, people generalize and stereotype the rest of the force as dirty.
Yes.
How do you deal with that?
You make us look bad. You make our job harder. You make the citizens not trust us. And the truth is, there's bad officers everywhere. Whether it just be through the end of their career or whatever the reason may be. But when you are able to identify one, the answer should be simple. I don't believe I'll ever have the answers as to why he is still employed. Part of me doesn't want to know because as I stated earlier, I think it would make me sick.
Matthew Furman, I will give you the same offer that I gave Louis Lacey in Dalton, Illinois, which is you can meet me at any MMA gym in Wisconsin or Michigan or Illinois of your choice. I will give you $5,000 if you show up. If you win the fight, you keep the $5,000. If I win the fight, free. So no risk situation for you except for what I would do to you physically, which would be more immense than you've ever experienced in your life. You're used to beating up people in handcuffs. You're used to tasing moms that are sitting in the car. How about you fucking step up like a real man